Wake up, Mario. Oh, don't need to save yet. Welcome back to another stream. You already know how it is. We're doing chapters 3 and 4 tonight. It'll probably be about as long as last stream. Probably like 2 or 3 hours. Probably closer to 3 hours. Takes a little while. Yeah, I mean, I'm not wasting any time here. Let's get into it. Alright, yellow door. This chapter's got some really funny parts in it. It's probably the funniest one. So I'm hyped for that. Yep. Mario's gaming. We got it. We're already a quarter done with this game. When Geeks Attack. Yeah, you already know it's gonna be good. That's the title. The gamer chapter.
Hey.
Who's here? Oh, hey Tyler.
What is your YouTube or whatever?
Oh, it's on my, if you just, click on my name, it should be there.
Just...
On the profile.
Oh, it's there? Okay.
Yeah, I put it there. Gamerville. Oh crap. It's the Redditor. No. Lizard Redditor. Oh boy, not a good start. Let's talk to this bozo.
See you later for now.
Alright, see ya. Alright, what am I doing? I'm tired today. Yeah. Butterfly got stolen by a Redditor. Not good. Infiltrate the Reddit base. We gotta use the emoji army. These guys almost look like emojis. Nah, not really. Actually, they don't look like them at all. Whatever, close enough. That guy looks like an emoji. We could definitely throw him at the Redditors. Probably do a bit of damage there. Oh wait, it's actually going to be a while till we get to that part. That's actually the last part of this chapter. I completely forgot about that. We gotta do the water level, tree level. This one, I don't even remember what happens in this one, to be honest. Oh yeah, this is the one where you get Bowser. It's kind of fun, I guess. I don't know how I forgot about it. Take care of these nut bars. Hey guys. That thing disappeared quickly. Wow. Didn't give me a chance to pick it up. Not that I wanted it. I mean, that looks like a pretty crappy item. A leaf. Well, I guess I can't judge leaves. Leaves are usually pretty good in Mario. Ooh, a line. Zigzag line. Alright, by the way, I started the stream late because I had to help my sister in Minecraft for something. She had it set to like touchscreen mode or something, and it like messed with inventory management a lot. So took a bit of research. There's not a whole lot of information on it online. So I did have to do like a minute of digging around online, which feels long, by the way, when you're trying to start a stream. Look at all these guys. All these nut bars. Okay, is that it? That's weird. Okay. Oh, it's you. Oh, this is the level where like everyone keeps grabbing the stars. I remember this. Oh, he's just a shell. All right. Cool. I respect it. Where's my shroom? Or star, not shroom. I think I get one like right around here. Yep, that's it. Another one. They just love this thing. The developers are like, let's just throw this power up everywhere. It's kind of the opposite of the Mega Mushroom from New Super Mario Bros. Like that one they just barely use. I'm glad they're finally using it. Alright, you're dead. Let's go kill a bunch of other guys. get some XP. Wait, how much XP do I need? Oh, I can't use my inventory when I'm big? It's discrimination against big people. Alright. Can I get up here? There's probably nothing here. Yeah, that's what I thought. I keep wanting the hold or run button for some reason, even though it just does this. Right. Fall in between the red pipes, alright. Oh, so this just, like, gives you information. I wonder if there's anything on the left side. I always forget. This is definitely the most forgettable part of the chapter, because, like, the other three are extremely memorable. I mean, you got the water level, the tree level, the Reddit level, and then this one's just grass. What could possibly be over here? Oh, nothing. Nice. Of course. What else would it be? Okay, let's see. I definitely missed a lot of stuff back here. Oh. This place is a little confusing. I don't know why. Is there anything... This almost reminds me of Super Mario 3. I don't know if that was intentional, but it kind of reminds me of... I think it's the first level. It might be like the second or third. I don't know. The one where you like crouch and you get like you fall behind the world. I don't know. I haven't played that game in a while, but it kind of reminds me of it. Ooh, this is not good. Platforming in a platformer game? No way. Ooh, I can get that card. Let's just ride the platform. Oh, that's odd. I wonder why there's a divot there. Don't see how that's necessary. But there's probably just like a pipe back here that leads to the red card. Well, there's a boyoing, or sproyoing, whatever these guys are called. Oh, that took care of it. No time to split, huh? Alright. Piranha Plant, do your thing. Oh, I need Peach for this. Okay, Piranha Plant, go back. Alright, yeah, this should be it. Peach makes this kind of stuff easy. Actually, Peach is super useful in this chapter, especially during the tree level. Like, you kind of need her. Well, you don't really, but you wouldn't want to not have her. Okay, let's get rid of anything I don't want. Shell shock. Yeah, that sounds dumb. Anything back here? Nope, it's the door. No jumping on the door. I like this sort of graph paper like aesthetic of this level. I think it's kind of cool. Kind of a weird theme though. It's like, okay, yeah, this level's just gonna have a bunch of squares in it. That's just how it works. It's also the second, like, generic green level of the game. I don't know why they have two. I don't know, I guess most Mario games have a whole world of it. This one doesn't. I can forgive it. So this should... You gotta find the red pipes. Where are they? Oh, there's the red pipes. Yeah, it's just down here. At least they actually tell you about this. Oh yeah, I think in like the soundtrack they call the classic music that's playing right now Nostalgic Underground, but honestly I think the regular Paper Mario Underground music's more nostalgic because you don't hear it as much. Like this is in every Mario game, it's not even nostalgic anymore. Like it's just, every single game has it. Like why does it, I don't know how that really brings back memories if it's always there. It's like saying breathing brings back memories. Like yeah, you're always doing it. Just sacrifice all my minis. What do I not need? I'll get rid of that. So is this like a remake? This might be a remake of the second level from the first game. I can kind of see that. Oh yeah, I think it is because of these platforms here. Ooh, we got a sunglasses Koopa. Oh boy. Is the warp zone in this? Oh yeah, it is. It's got like... Does it lead you anywhere? I'm gonna go to Mario. There's probably a secret in here somewhere. Oh, that's confusing. Let's just go on the first one. Okay, that led somewhere. No, that doesn't look like a good idea. We're not making good choices. Let's go to the middle. Watch one of them just take you back to chapter 1 and be like, sorry, bub, you're doing all this over again. Oh, that's there. Hey, Mac. Oh, shoot, I can't go through this. That's not good. Yeah, whatever. It's not a 100% run. I don't have to visit everywhere. This is a bad idea, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it seemed like there would be something hidden in there. I just don't see why they just randomly put a hole there. It's soccer time. Soccer time ended at 3. Oh, that explains a bit. Okay. So this leads back there. I'm gonna go to the third one. It's the only one I haven't done. I think the first one probably just leads to, like, some random place. Oh, this leads to a secret. Okay. Ooh, nice. I knew it was hiding something. Let's check that out. Magic Koopa. Okay, I haven't really seen many Magic Koopas yet in this game. They usually, like, give you the card of an enemy that isn't native to the area. But I feel like Magic Koopa would probably be here. Just seems likely to me. Okay, I'll go through this one. On the left is probably a trap. Oh yeah, this is it. This is where you get Bowser, I think. Is there something useful here? Feels weird fighting all of Bowser's minions and then they end up being on your team at the end. Or not on your team, but just like on your side, I guess. Fighting for the same cause, I guess you could say. Oh well, this is pretty fun, regardless. Come and get some. Hey there. Take out your little friends here. It really does feel weird fighting these guys. Even though that's like usually what you end up fighting in most games. Oh, is this one more like... Nah, okay, I can't kill that. That's too bad. So this, I mean, why would you even put that X there? I just don't get it. There you go, explosions. Just like everything in every Nintendo game has to explode. It's just the law. It wasn't a very good layer, honestly. I've seen better. He definitely could have, I don't know, put less red X's, probably. Maybe that's how I would have done it. Yarr, I'm Bowser, I'm mad, time to fight Mario. At least Peach is on my side this time. Literally, not figuratively. Okay. Yeah, we know. This boss is actually kind of hard, if I remember correctly. You just gotta wait for them to stop doing that, for sure. It's pretty much exactly... Actually, I'm not gonna spoil anything yet. Oh, that's it? Never mind. Alright. That was a quick boss. That took like 30 seconds. We'll see why in a few minutes. Don't want to spoil anything. Wife. Wait, does Peach just not know? She forgot. Fake wedding. Alright, what's going on? Bowser ended up here? Just kind of randomly? Sounds about right. Fits him well. Yep, help us get the 7 golden stones. Or the 8 golden... The 8 not golden hearts. That's what I'll call it. Exactly, Bowser's the final boss. Come on, everyone knows that. Facts. Mario is speaking complete facts right there. There's a greater evil in the world. Bowser's honestly not that evil. Think about it. Sweet. That's probably why he was so weak, because they didn't want to like make him different from how he is as a playable character. This is probably one of the few cases where the boss as a playable character is actually stronger than the boss as a boss. Hold down the fort, even though there kind of is no fort anymore. These are like his last 5 friends. Damn, Bowser's roasting him. Party. It's like when you go to school and the teacher's like, okay, I'm gonna leave for 1 minute. Don't do anything crazy while I'm gone. And some kid just goes, party. Someone's gotta say it. Oh, I'm playing as Bowser now. Alright. Nice. Bowser's kind of overpowered in this game. Not gonna lie. I think... Wait, who's here? Oh, hey Jack.
Hi. I joined earlier, but my phone wasn't working, so I was saying some stuff and it wasn't working.
Oh, you just heard me talking to myself?
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't have Discord like up right now, so I can't see when you join. I haven't minimized, I think.
I mean, well, my mic wasn't working, so I was just talking and there's no response. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not working, isn't it?
Time to go play as a paper character breathing fire underwater. My favorite kind of logic. I don't know why I always like...
this is the one where you can like go sideways, right?
Yeah.
I haven't played a single Paper Mario game, but I've like seen this stuff.
This one's probably my favorite, even though it's probably the most different of all of them too. It's weird, because like I like the whole series, but somehow the game that's the most different from all of them ends up being... Like the Paper Mario game that's the least of a Paper Mario game is my favorite, even though I like the rest of them too. It's kind of weird. Don't really know why. It just takes everything that's good and like changes everything that I guess I was just neutral towards. I don't know. I just like the games for how weird they are, really.
The funniest thing I think of when I see this mechanic is I just think of budget Fez.
It definitely looks budget, and that's probably the best part. Like, it looks so unfinished, but it kind of makes sense lore-wise, because no one's doing anything in that dimension except for Mario. So, like, of course there's not going to be anything there. It's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, like, the coolest thing about Fez is, like, there's, like, in the home village where there's no one else, you can kind of just, it's like, you turn the wall, and the wall has, like, the wallpaper's faded and whatnot, because no one's looked at it.
Oh, that's cool. I think sometimes game developers just come up with, like, lore explanations for things that they just hadn't finished. But it's better than just leaving something unfinished and then just kind of leaving it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fez is interesting. Oh, no, that's not totally sickening to see.
Did I not take damage from that? Alright. But touching a squid takes damage. Great.
Fez is interesting because on the platformer side, it's really easy. And the puzzles can also, in the sense, it's a puzzle platformer, and the puzzles can be pretty easy. But then there's the other aspect of it. Okay. But then there's I guess the best way to describe it, I think, was really be meta puzzles, honestly. Where there's some crazy things that happen later on. And it's all not required to beat the game. There's just a bunch of really sick, like, stuff in it.
I think I've heard about Fez before, but I haven't really thought about it. Seems like a pretty good game, though.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. The soundtrack is amazing. It's by Rich Vreeland's Disaster Piece. He also did Hyperlight Drifter's soundtrack.
Not familiar with that one.
Well, that one's also really good. It's kind of Imagine Link to the Past, but more dungeon crawly and modern.
Okay, I can see that.
Cool and ambient.
Cool. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Fez. Okay, it showed some like Arabic place. It's not. Oh no! What is this? What is this red hat?
Yeah,
Just a bunch of weird hats.
I mean, that's what it is.
Oh, that's from the... Oh, I see. It's actually in the game. Cool. Fez on Steam.
This one's... Apparently the creator is kind of a dick, but
Oh yeah, I actually heard about that. He was like, I don't remember what it was. I just remember like a couple years ago I heard about it. Got into
yeah, I
some
mean, I don't
drama.
really care much about it since it's dumb, 5-year-old drama. But
Yeah.
why can you like not attack these guys directly, and why
Oh, which guys? The Goombas?
any of them? Just like the way you attack is just the strangest. It's not like you go into RPG combat. It's like it's weird.
Well, with all these guys, I can't jump on them because I'm either underwater or they're spiky. But I guess regarding like the normal enemies you jump on, I guess they just didn't want to put RPG combat into a side scroller. I don't know. That would be kind of weird.
Wait, so is the whole thing a side scroller, or is there any?
No, yeah, it's a side scroller plus this thing. It's weird. I don't really know any other
I thought it
games
was
like this.
I thought. So wait, so is this one an RPG, or is that just the other ones?
Well, that's the debate. It's kind of hard to determine whether it's considered an RPG or not, because not all RPGs have turn-based combat.
Yeah, so you level up and stuff, but like,
Yeah, and you have
I mean, it's-
coins and items that you can use. It's weird. I honestly don't know what to call it. Some people call it a platformer RPG, but that's not even really a genre, so I don't know.
I mean, this seems so different than like even different than other ones. I'm seeing what you mean now, because it was there's Super Mario RPG on SNES, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Paper Mario on N64. Then Thousand Year Door on GameCube, and then I'm guessing this one on Wii.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
then
then they made the DS one, and then they
The
made
terrible
the
one.
Wii U one, and everyone was like, "Oh no!" And then didn't they make one on the Switch that was half decent, or is that...
yeah, so it's weird. So like there's Mario RPG, and then they were making a game called Mario Story on the N64, and then the guy was like, "Oh, this kind of looks like paper. Let's call it Paper Mario." So like the paper is kind of unintentional, and it was just kind of like a side thing, I guess, just sort of an art style. And so for the first 3 games, they just made weird, quirky story-based games with the paper art style. And then once Sticker Star came out, they're like, okay, we're just gonna put a bunch of paper puns, get rid of the story, get rid of any interesting characters, and make a broken battle system. And then everyone hated it. And they're like, okay, let's do it again. And Color Splash on the Wii U was pretty much the same thing, but more tolerable, I guess, but also kind of worse because it shows that they weren't listening. And then
Yeah.
the Switch one was like a lot better than Color Splash, but it still had like a lot of problems. It still had like generic characters and paper puns.
I think the whole thing is just being a fan of a Nintendo franchise is a fool's errand.
You know, because if they mess something up, there's no going back. Until they re-release a game, which I honestly don't see them doing with Paper Mario. They've never done it.
No, but then but the fear with releasing is, are they gonna make it good, or are they gonna ignore everything that made the game good in the first place and just make it horrible?
Honestly, with Nintendo re-releases, they usually just barely change it. And make it $60.
Oh yeah, because like Shadows of Valentia, which is it was a remake of Fire Emblem 2, which it has a really good, it has a pretty good story. Is the first game in the series to have full voice acting. Is pretty much the most polished game in the series. And all that stuff, and it looks great. And the combat animations and all this stuff is great. However, it has the worst map design in the series, and they literally did not update any of the maps.
I hate it when they don't fix like the one problem with the game.
Yes, like story is great. I mean, there's critiques of it, but like it's compared to like some other games, especially Fates, which came before it, and the story is. They fixed a lot of the major problems. Like there's a map, you're literally just in an open field, and there's like 5 units on the other side of it. You just run towards them and kick their ass and kick the shit out of them, and there's nothing to do, and it's horrible. Like the one quality of life thing they did add, which is kind of nice, is like a rewind thing basically. So with permadeath you don't get fucked. But it also is kind of annoying because Fire Emblem is kind of designed to play around permadeath, but then
Yeah, I think rewind features just kind of take away a lot of the point of like the original game. Unless it's an old game, then I kind of understand it.
I mean, because there's the point of like the thing is like it's designed in a way where you're supposed to like go through with character deaths and whatnot, but no one does, and they'll instead of like taking it, you'll reset the game and replay a chapter, which can be really annoying.
Yeah, it just sounds tedious.
Yeah, which is why it's kind of nice, but also like it's like instead of like designing the game to encourage you to roll with character deaths, and so it's like you let characters die and you build your own story, which can be really cool.
Yeah,
but then it's like, no,
it's
I
kind
don't
of
want
part
my...
of the fun.
Yeah, and it's really fun to do that, and that's why a lot of people really enjoy doing Iron Mans, which is when it's like, okay, you play Fire Emblem and now you don't reset. So your favorite character died. Good for you. Here, try and make it work. Because certain games are really good in the sense of making it so you can actually beat the game if you let stuff like that happen, and you're not just completely screwed.
I'm sort of mixed when it comes to like making old games easier, because like on one hand, like if I'm playing a remake and it's a lot easier than the original game, I just feel like I'm cheating, even if it's like the way the remake was designed. But also, I mean, the industry's changed a lot. Like back then, the challenge was beating the game, and now it's just about playing the game and having fun. So I don't know. I never know how to feel about like making remakes and stuff a lot easier.
Well, I mean, in Fire Emblem 4, I heard it described how there's a lot of really hard to find secret items in that game. And I heard it described as it's basically just pre-DLC before DLC, because the only way to find out about this stuff was to buy a Nintendo Power Guide.
Nintendo Power. Oh man, I forgot about that. I used to buy those like giant guidebooks for I think like when Mario Odyssey first came out, I bought the guidebook before it came out, but it literally just tells you where the moons are and has a bunch of screenshots from the game. Like it's not there's nothing worthwhile in it. And it's like this massive book. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, concept art or something and all that cool stuff, but no, it's just screenshots from the game. It's like 300 pages of that.
Oh my God, that's
I thought it was so cool back then. And I ended up not even liking the game that much.
That was in like 2018 though, right? Or I have no clue what year.
It sounds recent, but if you think about, I was very different in 2018, in 2017.
I know, but like, when did this? I mean, because God damn it, the Switch came out when I got my Switch and the end halfway through 7th grade, and it's like, 7th grade? Oh no! I don't know what I was up to then.
I think I like overhyped a lot of Switch games, and like I ended up getting disappointed because I was like, throughout all of 8th grade, I was told that if I got all A's, I'd get a Switch, which is kind of busted because middle school's so easy, and it like,
yeah,
I didn't think I really earned it, but I hyped myself up the whole year for that.
I've just always been lucky that that I learn easily.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, like, the teachers just grade really easily, too, for the most part. I mean, occasionally you'll get one that's, like, hard to work with, but most teachers, like, make it really easy to get an A in a lot of classes.
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't want to brag about it I don't want to be a braggart or anything, but then it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I never know what to say when I talk about grades, because, like, I don't want to brag and say, oh, it's so easy, but if I say it's hard, then I just sound dumb. Like, it's not...
I mean, there was a thing, like, last year, because I was taking AP World, of course, and then, like, someone's like, okay, what did you get on the essay? And I'm like, okay, I got, like, a 4, and someone's like, oh god, how? Literally how? And I'm like, I don't know, it's Mr. Ko, you just kind of...
Mr. Ko just... You never know what you're gonna get with him.
I mean, yeah. Also, right now, I want something mindless that I don't have to pay attention to, and the other games I got recently are... Well, I mean, I bought Shin Megami Tensei 4, which is fun, but I want something that I don't have to use my brain for, so I'm playing Celeste again.
That's the best part about replaying a game. Like, especially, that's what Hollow Knight's like for me. Like, I feel like I'm good, even though I've just played the game so many times that it's become easy.
Yeah, I mean, Hollow Knight is good as shit. I beat, like, all the... what do they call it? God Home thing, I beat all,
Oh, all the Pantheons?
no, not all the Pantheons, I goddamn no. Like, in just the single fight, I beat all of them on, like, the second tier.
Oh, nice. I think the second tier and the third tier are
All
about
those
the
I
same in
unlocked, not,
difficulty.
like, fucking, like, the true Hollow Knight, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, no, I've given up on the Pantheons. I've done pretty much everything. I think Trial of the Fool is the only thing that isn't from God Home that I haven't done. But I'm not touching those Pantheons. What was that?
Trial of the Fool isn't that hard, though.
Yeah, it isn't, but it's kind of
People
an
always
endurance
say
thing.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
good at
people
those
always
kinds of
pick,
things.
oh my gosh, it's so hard. I'm like, I don't get it.
Like, you just fight enemies, but I don't know. Every attempt just takes so long, and when you have to start over, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
But when I replayed the second Trial on stream, it was, like, really easy for me, so Trial of the Fool is probably not going to be as bad if I retry it. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I haven't done outside of God Home.
It's like, I don't want to, like, yell at you to be, play Celeste or something, but, like, play Celeste.
I might pick it up again someday.
Yeah.
I do really like the game. I don't know, I'm just bad at it.
Yeah, I mean...
It's a good time.
I mean, it's very strange for me, because I can't imagine not being good at it anymore, just because I've put so much time into it, that all the things that are normally hard, I just can't imagine not being hard. So it's like this one level that it's like anything that was super hard for me first time through is now kind of just like, eh.
Like, once you do it once, you end up building, like, a muscle memory, and then it becomes, like, you don't even have to think about it. That's what I imagine, right? Like, you just...
Yeah.
It's just second nature at that point.
So I'm trying to do this thing called a golden strawberry, which means I have to beat a level without dying.
That sounds painful. That sounds like the exact kind of thing I would want to do in that game. I like hard stuff, but having to... Okay, that's probably why I haven't been playing Celeste a lot, because, like, I'm always... In most games, or maybe not in, like, second playthroughs, but for, like, my main file, I'm always trying to get all the collectibles, and, like, I don't want to miss stuff, and so just knowing about the golden strawberries just, like, stresses me out. It stops me from just enjoying the game, which I do want to do, but I just get so obsessed with collectibles and optional stuff. I get sidetracked trying to do it. Instead of doing stuff that I could totally do. Wait, did I have to do that?
Yeah. I mean, Celeste, I'd say, is at least is, like, very manageable to 100% normally, because the golden stuff isn't really 100% stuff, that's completionist stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god! I died.
I never know what to consider, like, 100%, because in some games it's like...
I'm not doing goldens anymore, I'd rather just, okay, speedrun time or something. I'm not doing goldens, those are painful, those are hell. I got all the way to, like, the room before the boss fight, and then I died.
Do you get any sort of reward for getting all the golden strawberries, or is it just...
Not really.
the feeling of getting it done?
I mean, it turns the... When you select this, you get a golden for it. When you select, like, to enter a level, it makes it, like, yellowish.
Ooh, yellow, wow.
And there's another thing I did, which is there's the full clearing, or if you get all the collectibles in one run. Originally, it gave you, like, a star next to it. Because it gives you, like, a flag if you clear it, and then it originally gave you a star, but then in an update, it gave you a yellow flag.
I think
It's like, ooh,
it's probably the
shiny.
right idea, though, with super hard challenges. Like, don't give them legit rewards.
I mean, because it's like...
People feel less bad about not being able to do it, and people who do it will just feel good about themselves for having, like...
I mean, because I'm
Yellow
used
flag.
to, like, Super Meat Boy things where it's just dumb.
I forgot about Super Meat Boy.
I mean, it's good, but, like, the true 100% stuff is just stupid. Oh. I
What's
mean,
it
like,
like?
I haven't fully 100%ed it, but I beat the kid levels, which is... Do you know I Want to Be the Guy?
Yeah, I think so.
So that stupid hard rage game. Like, that character is in Super Meat Boy.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna look that game up. I know I've definitely seen it before, but I
And-
kind of forgot about
And
it.
there's levels, and there's like to unlock the character, you have to play levels that are basically I want to be the guy levels, and they're balls hard.
Freeware platform game. I see.
It's really hard, but like not even a fun way. Oh, damn it. I've considered trying to fix my Joy-Con drift with that fix that's been going around, but I'm terrified of breaking my Joy-Con.
Hey, those fixes, you always see them in your recommended, and it's like, oh, that looks like a nice quick fix, and then you actually watch the video, and it's like, oh crap, I'm definitely gonna break something.
Yeah, because like, I mean, the reason when I know it looks like it works very well, but it's just kind of like, I don't have the wiring prowess. I don't know anything about this.
I'm surprised I've never had that problem. But I guess I
haven't
just
had
don't
any
really
drift-
use my Joy-Cons a whole lot.
I mean, I'm basically relegated to just using Pro Controller. Like it, I mean, they work. I mean, they are usable. It's just really annoying. And it's like if someone's playing Smash, whoever gets the Joy-Cons will have to bear the pain.
I had a problem a while ago. Well, first my Switch broke and just wouldn't charge anymore, and I had to send that in. And then once I got it back, I put my Joy-Cons in, and then the R button, like, I don't know what happened, but whenever I'd press it, it would, like, press all the buttons on my Switch at once, and it was really annoying. I mean, I managed to deal with it, because most of the games I played just never used that. But it was still really annoying when I accidentally press it, and it would just exit the game and, like, just do everything at once.
That doesn't sound normal. That sounds like you should send your Switch back.
I just bought new Joy-Cons. I didn't want to deal with that. And these ones haven't broken. I got them, I think, 2019. So 2019 before the school year. So 2 years without... I haven't really used it a whole lot, though.
Got drift, and then I used like compressed air stuff, and it fixed it for a little while. But then it came back.
The Switch is probably Nintendo's most, like... I guess fragile console, or just most breakable console that they've made. I've never had any problems with any other Nintendo device except for the Switch.
Yeah,
And I don't even use it that much.
There was a point where my 3DS had some drift, but then the drift kind of just pieced out. And I've been fine since.
The circle pad's
I've never
weird, but it
used
works.
It kind of went out.
My 3DS takes a while to turn on for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I press the button, I have to wait, like, a long time.
I mean, that's normal. It's
I think that's just how it is, though.
It probably just gets slower over the time.
I guess that makes sense. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a Nintendo boomer or anything, but I think the Switch probably ranks pretty low in terms of consoles for me. Even though, like, I really, really like the idea. It's just, I don't know.
I don't have too much experience with it. Wii U, it's like Wii U has, so I haven't ever owned a Wii U, but like has some really good first party games. But the thing is, outside of that, there's no real point in a Wii U.
Yeah, no, the Wii U just had a terrible concept from the start, and they just couldn't do anything with it. There's so many problems from the start that they wouldn't be able to fix.
I mean, there's also the sole marketing of people like, wait, is this different than the Wii, or is this an add-on?
Yeah, all the parents thought it was like a new controller or something, which makes sense. I mean, that's completely understandable.
Yeah, because there's like, we have Wii Motion Plus. Oh yeah, Wii U, this is exactly the same.
If they had just given it a different name, that could have changed everything.
Yeah.
How do I do this? on, I need the bomb.
Yeah, Goldens are really rewarding, but like golden strawberries, but it basically turns into Celeste with Geometry Dash.
Oh, true. Every level's like a demon level or something.
I mean, not really.
I guess for you it's not.
I mean, it really just depends. I mean, there's some levels that are stupid, like Farewell. Like, it took me like 3 hours on my first time. And even like the speedrunners doing it when they get the golden or whatnot, or people getting the golden, it takes like 20+ minutes. So that's like, okay, it's like, because I remember like when that DLC was first announced, it got delayed several times, but there's so much content. It's like a newbie would probably take like 6 hours to beat it if you haven't like spent the time like I have, even if you 100% of the game. So I know like Tyler used assist mode because he was like, fuck it, I'm not playing this.
What does assist mode even do again? Doesn't it give you like more dashes?
You can toggle it any way you really want. You can slow down time, give yourself infinite dashes, make yourself immortal. Basically any sort of thing to make the game easier, and you can use it any way you want.
I really don't like using those kinds of modes in really any game. Like, it just doesn't feel like I'm playing the game.
It's designed for the people who just want to be like, okay, I want story, and I don't have the time or patience to play a hard-ass platformer.
That's a good point. I actually used to do that on like Donkey Kong Country on the Wii, and I think on the Mario one too, they had the Super Guide, which showed you how to play the level, but it also beat the level for you, so it was like completely pointless. And you can literally just play through the whole game by watching it. And that's how I beat those games as like an 8-year-old.
Yeah, I mean like the first
So
game I remember
unfulfilling.
actually like beating, it's like Super Mario 64 DS. And it was like, yo, I beat it. And I got a chance to play the original, because Nick Ray has an N64 with Mario 64.
Oh, nice.
So I got a chance to play it, and original console, the DS one kind of sucks.
Yeah,
So
that was like one of my first games, and I have not beaten it because I'm just so bad with the controls. Oh shoot.
I mean, like, it's honestly easier because you get Luigi and you just backflip and it's OP.
I don't know, I just cannot get used to it. Pretty much all my deaths come from me just like being terrible with the controls. I really wish I had an actual N64 so I can play the original. Because emulators just have so much input lag.
I mean, you could probably get one on eBay for like $50 or less.
I've been looking for it, but they're all like... Well, the $50 ones are all Japanese ones, and I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
The Japanese games are always so much cheaper. I don't know why.
I mean, if you get Mario 64, it might honestly be worth it to get because you're not getting this to like really play it for the first time if you're getting this. So if you wanted to actually like fully play it, you could get it on an emulator.
No, I did, but the emulator has a ton of input delay.
No, I mean, I'm talking about getting Japanese version because funny speedrun.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I mean, I could play the Japanese one, but I don't know. If I want to play other games on it, that'd be kind of a problem. Unless it's not region locked. I don't actually know if it's region locked.
Region locking is the fucking dumb. Like, whose idea was that?
I don't understand the point of it. I think the original DS isn't region locked. And I think the Game Boy Advance wasn't either, but that's probably just because it's a handheld. I don't know.
I mean, I know earlier consoles probably... Well, I mean... I think the Famicom was kind of region locked, mainly by the fact that they were kind of two different consoles.
Yeah, they had like completely different controllers and designs.
Yeah.
Also, Famicom's a way better name than NES. I don't know why they didn't just call it Famicom everywhere.
I mean, because... I don't know.
I know they're trying to like not market it as a video game, but I don't think Famicom really sounds like a... I don't know,
Yeah, it's
family computer. That could definitely pass. If Nintendo Entertainment System passes, then Family Computer should. It's a much cooler name.
I mean, like, the history of all this stuff is just crazy.
Like, they tried to make the NES a toy or something. That's why
Yeah,
they made Rob. Yeah, this flower is evil. Look at this thing. There we go. Oh, that works. Bomb the switch again. Why is there just a random... Oh, I see. There's just a random sign telling you what to do. That's funny.
I don't feel like playing with Celeste. Okay, whatever. Let's see what I have on Steam.
There's always something to play on Steam.
Yeah, I mean, because I have the stuff I'm prepared for because I'm going on a trip, but that's they're RPGs, so I don't really feel like playing those.
Yeah, you gotta get in the RPG mood sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's more of just that I can't really play and talk as easily.
That's true.
Damn, this dumbass controller makes fake drift. Like, it doesn't drift when I play games. But for some reason, when I connect it to PC, it starts doing this. It's dumb as shit. So, okay, so... Let's see what I have downloaded. Okay.
How do I do this?
Fuck it, getting over it. Bennett Foddy.
Oh man, that game's such a meme.
I got the achievement for like beating it 50 times.
50 times? That's how you get that?
I mean,
Oh
that's-
man. I'm not surprised, but wow.
I mean, you get
There's an achievement for beating it once, an achievement for beating it twice, and an achievement for beating it 50 times. And every time you beat it, your pot gets a little more gold. So once you beat it 50 times, you have a golden pot.
Oh, that's cool. It's a cool like,
And that's and then
subtle
because I mean,
reward.
getting over is a game that once you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. I suppose like it's consistent.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a while though, so I had the pleasure of watching Nick try and play it though.
It's
He was
fun
like-
to watch people struggle with games that you're good at.
I mean, and then there's things like Celeste though, where it's like I just wanted to show people like 'cause Nick got it through the thing where it was basically free, and it was cool to watch him play it.
I'm trying to get my brother into more games because he only plays MLB The Show and Minecraft. I'm like, you gotta play at least one other game, like just something, you know? There are games out there for you. I mean, if you like some, I mean,
there's more sports games if you like sport games, and if you like Minecraft, you like Terraria and all that.
yeah, exactly. Like, there are plenty of games that have things in common with Minecraft for sure. But he's only really into baseball, so the only other sports games would be other baseball games, and MLB The Show is kind of the king of that.
Huh.
No, Wii Sports
I-
Baseball is still my favorite.
I know nothing about sports games.
I don't like them at all. It's definitely my least. It's the only genre of games that I can say that I dislike. Like, I don't care for shooters because I'm bad at them, but I don't think they're bad. Sports games are just not video games in my opinion.
Shooters are interesting to me because like there was a point in time when I say a point in time, but it's like honestly not even that long ago, when I was really trying to get good at Titanfall 2 because the competitive community is really cool. As well as it's a movement shooter, which means when people get really good, it's sick as hell. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, I always go through that phase. If I try and get good at a new game, I watch all those tutorials or whatever on like.
I mean, I used Kovacs.
Use what?
Kovacs. It's like the aim trainer thing. And I did get a lot better, but then I just kind of got burnt out. As well as I started learning guitar, and I'm like, okay, do I practice playing video games or practice playing music?
It's a hard decision.
No, it's like
sometimes.
no. Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, I actually practiced trombone today. Felt great.
honestly, I had like I had a trombone lesson today, so it's honestly, for me, the best thing is just that my mood instantly gets better whenever I have a lesson.
I always like
It's
get
like-
this sort of motivation after lesson. It's like, okay, I'm gonna practice every day this week, and then all of a sudden it's Wednesday again, and I'm like, What do I do?
like I feel like I'm really hard on myself when it comes to that things where I'm always like I don't practice enough, even though it's like but even when I was practicing 7 days a week on both instruments, it was like, but I'm not practicing well enough. And
If you practice at all, you're practicing enough in my mind. It's hard to get.
yeah.
I mean, I think like that video that Mr. Rice showed us, where it's like the hardest part about practicing is getting your instrument out of the case. Like it's hard to find that motivation a lot of days. It's like I don't want to
mean,
take that out.
Like, the thing I've done with is like it's basically this thing in the video is like that video said where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna to just say I did it. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do my warm up and play an E scale, and then I'm like, okay, I'm warmed up now. Might as well go through the book.
Yeah, it makes sense. That was a good video. I think it pretty much it describes it perfectly, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think my problem is I just don't want to play when my family's there. Today they're like running errands or something, so I was able to play. But I'm just scared that someone's in my family's either gonna say like something negative, which would be annoying because they don't play instruments, or at least not anymore.
My
But if they say
parents-
something positive, it's like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't care what they think when I'm playing though, but I do agree with the it's like, oh my god, you're playing so well, and it's like you said the same thing when I was 10 playing recorder and I squeaked.
Exactly. Like
I mean, but
just
that's why it's so nice whenever a teacher actually compliments you for music stuff, though.
yeah, it's completely different.
It's like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. It's like I literally just played the C scale.
No, the
Oh, my
worst
play-
part is when they say like, oh, that sounds jazzy or something. Like, oh, it makes me cringe so
You
much.
played a 7 chord.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh, that sounds jazzy. Like,
Yeah,
I
mean,
don't want to
like,
practice jazz because I'm afraid they're gonna say that. I don't know why. It just makes me cringe
I mean, do
so
you
much.
practice in your room or do you practice like somewhere in the house?
Oh, I practice in my room because it's probably, I don't know, it's the easiest.
Yeah, cause like I damn it, I fell off at lunch hell. Cause like I practice in my room. Tyler practices in my room, but I know Nick, and he has a pretty small room though, and he practices in like the middle of his house. And I'm like, how?
Why would you? I would never do that.
I mean, once I tried practicing in like the middle of my house, but that's because we have like a big open, like I don't know what room you'd call it. Cause it's not even like a room. It's like a connector between like all the rooms. It's like where the front door is, and it's this big open room.
Oh
with
yeah, I
the-
can imagine that. I think my
with the
grandparents'
stair.
house is like that. They've just got this
'Cause
giant like open area at the
Yeah,
front door.
because it connects to the kitchen and like living room, and then on the left you have stairs to the because it's like split level stairs upstairs and downstairs. And I tried playing in there once, like to see if like the acoustics were any different. Because as opposed to cramped up in my room. And like I'm pretty good at finding and maintaining motivation to practice. It's like I might get lazy and skip out a day or whatnot, but I always come back to it. But with making music, it's always like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
it's so emotionally exhausting. Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but then it's like, okay, I need to practice and do lessons and school and all this. And then I finally make something, and it's like, ugh. So,
Honestly,
and
the
then
worst part is
I
that
make
it's
something,
when
you finish it, and it's like, okay, time to not doing any of this for 2 weeks.
yeah, pretty much. The worst thing is when you have like a really good song in your head and you just can't get it on paper.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
all of
hardest
it-
part. Like I can come up with good songs, I just can't write them. I don't know why. Like I can, but it's just hard to make it. It never
mean, my-
sounds as good.
I mean, my first hurdle was the physical hurdle in the sense of I didn't have the tech, which was partially just imagined, but also now that I have the things I thought I needed, even though I technically didn't, I'm still really happy I have them, like a good microphone and audio interface and all that, because otherwise, I'd be attempting to mic an amp with a gaming headset.
Gaming
Which-
headset.
Which sounds like absolute hell. Also, I'm stopping playing Getting Over It. I got mad. But,
But it's like, and like, thankfully, this audio stuff I have is expensive, but it's not too expensive because I want the low end. But it's still really nice fun to have. Oh yeah, and because I'm a spoiled brat, I also most of this I got for like my birthday or whatnot.
so my wallet is safe. Except it wasn't, because when I paid a lot of my own money to get the guitar stuff and bass stuff.
It feels good even if you just pay like for a little bit of your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because like
It helps a lot.
Craigslist is your friend if you're buying any actual like stuff. And I'm determined to get David's trombone because he has a Box Stradivarius. He doesn't use it. And I'm like, sell it to me, give it to me, anything, please.
I can just imagine David saying, "Oh, okay, here you go."
No, because he's like, but I
David's
can
voice.
resell it for like 3,000. I'm like, oh! I mean, because it's so nice. Because like they got it at a yard sale for $30. That's the thing.
Wait, when did he get this instrument?
I mean, it was quite a while ago, I think, because his dad bought it because he knows things.
It's gonna suck turning in my school instrument.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I'm looking up I own a trombone and it's a Bach Omega, so it's pretty nice. But
Is that the ring bone?
yeah, that's the ring bone.
Ring bone.
And that was like $500, and because I got it on sale because the Alexandria music store burnt down.
Oh, I forgot
They were
about
so
that.
upset. Yeah, but buying a euphonium sounds like hell. Because like normally like brass, like compared to woodwinds at least, brass is like so much cheaper because they're so much more mechanically simple. You're just buying a bona fide metal tube.
Yeah.
But euphonium is like tuba, where there's a million things, and there's not just a million things. There's also like a million extra parts in it too, with like the extra, especially since I have like compensating tuning. So it's stupid. And like a professional model, like brand new one, is like $10,000.
Oh wow.
But like Tyler got a Box Stradivarius trumpet, and it was like 1,000, 2,000. It was a lot, but compared to that, as well as for like, I mean, the good thing with instruments though is it's in the line of things that will actually last and hold their value for the most part. Well, I mean they won't. I mean, they lose value after you buy them in the sense of like retail, in the sense of like brand new is 3,000, but then like used is like half the price. But it's not like a 20-year-old one is gonna sell any less than a 5-year-old one. As
Yeah,
long
I
as-
mean, you could still play it and it still sounds really good.
Yeah. Cause what is it? Cause there's damn it. I don't know. I mean, there's also just the instrument things. Cause it's like I have and it's like looking into guitars. So I got like, I guess I could say cheap. Like like the one I have retails for like $230, but I got it for $120 on Craigslist.
Oh yeah, that's a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
Most
and
instruments that I've seen.
amp retails for $400. For some reason, a guy was giving it away for $250 on Craigslist.
Oh, I hear my
did not-
sister screaming.
But I couldn't find. I mean, there was a bass amp for $30, but it got sold before I could get it. But so we ended up buying the bass and amp new, which was annoying. But we got new, so at least we know.
At least you get to open a box.
Yeah.
It's the best part about getting something new, just having the box.
Oh yeah, because
I mean, I guess it's slight tangent, but whenever I buy new things, I always end up going down horrible rabbit holes of information.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if it's something you don't really know much about, but you need.
You know, like when I was buying a PC, it was like literally a year of just research and development, and it's like, oh no. And then it's like, okay, I want to buy a piano. Now I have to research all these different types of digital pianos. I'm like, and it was just hell. And then I finally went on and got my mic and interface, and it's like, microphones, microphones. There's so many.
Oh
like-
yeah, it was so hard for me to like figure out which one to get.
I mean, what are you using right now?
Blue Snowball.
Oh yeah, I've heard Snowball's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's $50 and it sounds. I mean, I'm not an audiophile or anything, so this sounds perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
because
a
I'm
Virtual Boy?
using an XLR microphone, but the Snowball's USB. So
That's like the main reason why I got it. Like, it's cheap, you just plug it in, you don't have to know anything, and it sounds great, so.
Yeah,
Checks all
well,
the
I mean,
boxes.
there's a lot of hassles that came from me not knowing anything. Like I literally wasn't using like half the purpose of my interface, my audio interface for a while, because I didn't realize. Because basically, you can take your PC audio out of your audio interface, and I didn't realize how to do that for a while. Since I'd set it to my audio interface out, but there's a mixing dial to like fade between how much you hear like as audio interface input and how much you hear as output from your PC. So it's like if you turn it to monitor it, so like you speak into your microphone and you hear it back to yourself, versus hearing your computer or whatnot. And I couldn't figure it out, so for the longest time I wasn't doing it. And then there's also the fact that the drivers for this, like for my interface, the newest drivers suck and they make it worse. And they literally remove features. So I found like a video on YouTube with the driver download. Are you speaking? Because I can't hear you.
Oh no, I wasn't. Can you hear me
Oh.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a Virtual Boy in this game. Why would they do that? That's gonna be the thumbnail for sure.
What is that thing? Does it hurt you?
This thing, I don't know what this thing is. Can I talk to? Oh, I can talk to it. Oh, I know. Never mind. That's. I just read that. This place is just like a Redditor palace. It's amazing.
I mean, because then, like, with headphone things, headphones is also just is a really cool thing, but also is just like was hell to get through the initial learning hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
Because so basically, I was looking into mixing stuff, so I was like thinking, oh hey, I kind of need a new pair of headphones because it would be cool, and I'd like mixing headphones. Plus, my current ones are breaking a bit. And then they dilapidated even further, even like after I'd ordered them. And then I found this YouTube video. It was like it was a review of Raycons from an actual like headphone guy.
Oh yeah, wait. I think I watched one.
Dinkpop.
Yeah, I watched that one. That was great.
Yeah, that guy's channel is really fun, and that's how I kind of got into all that.
Yeah, actually, the earbuds that I got, the KZ earbuds, I was like, oh man, I'm so glad I bought these instead. And then he just throws the KZ box onto the screen, and I'm like, holy crap, those are the exact ones that I have. And I was just thinking about how good they are.
Because once my Apple earbuds break, because it's not an if, it's a when, I'm gonna get those because it's like, okay, braided cable that actually like functions and doesn't break after a year. They're detachable, so even if the cable does break, you can replace your headphones will be fine as long as you don't like step on the actual earbud or dunk it in water or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And they're like half the price of the Apple ones. And they're so much better.
Because I've been using Apples for so long, and they're so shit. I mean, and also, like, my headphones are just really nice, because it's AKG K240s. This design has been used since the 70s, and they're not, like, super high-end, but, like, they're pretty balanced. They're nice mixing headphones. I really like them, and I really like listening to music with them. And it's just, like, I wouldn't say I'm a complete audiophile, but it's like, what? I'm listening to a song with actually competent headphones and not dollar store earbuds.
Yeah, you still notice it if you're using like crappy earbuds and good ones. You can still notice how much better it sounds.
Or super like bassy gaming headset.
Oh god, yeah, I made that mistake. It was like a year ago actually. My earbuds broke, and I was like, okay, I should buy a gaming headset. And so I went on Amazon and looked up gaming headset, and bought one that was just a crappy like $20 headset being advertised as gaming headphones, and it was so mediocre, and the mic was really bad, and I used that for like the first few videos, or actually like the first month or two on my channel. I was using that horrible headset until I got this mic, and it was night and day. I cannot go back and watch those videos now.
Because for me, it's like I got like I think it was HS50s. They're like a $50 headset, and I got them for $30 on sale. And they were kind of passable. They were a bit tight on my head, but they sounded decent enough. But then, like, yeah, I mean, they're all right. But then there's one gaming headset that's actually half decent, and it's the one you see everyone wearing.
Which
like
one is that? They all look the same to me.
It's the one with like the X's on the side of it, and it's like You know the green "What is your problem" video?
Oh yeah.
Like that guy was wearing them, and everyone wears them. I think I saw Dashiell wearing them or something for some reason because Dashiell. But it's like, I forget what they're called, and they're actually half decent. They have a mic, but like, I mean, because like my current audio setup is a bit interesting because it's okay. Audio interface coming out of the going into the computer. Have my it's like I think it's a condenser mic. Yeah, it's a condenser mic, but it's like it's not like the condenser mics you'll see like someone where you hold it in your hand or anything. It's like the one meant to be put on something. It's like SE-X1A condenser mic running into my audio interface through like XLR, and then I run a cable out of my audio interface into a headphone amp. And then from the headphone amp, it has 4 outputs. One runs to my speaker, and one runs to my speakers, and one runs to my headset, my headphones. And but then the cable connecting the audio interface to the headphone amp has to be a different type of 1/4-inch cable, because if you use a normal one, you're only going to get mono audio in one ear, and it's going to suck.
Oh no,
So you
what's
need-
that?
So you need a stereo cable, which is different than the ones you'd use to like connect a guitar to an amp. And it's so complicated. And then my headphones are really nice because they came with like a 1/4-inch screw like adapter thing. So it's like a normal 1/8 inch that you plug into your iPhone, and then I can screw on an adapter for it that makes it work for 1/4-inch. Which is like, like just the fat headphone cables. Like, or like
I don't think
guitar
so.
cables.
No, I'm not really familiar with them. Sorry.
Well, it's literally, it's a headphone cable. It's basically exactly the same, but it's double the size. So imagine a cable that's thick, like the headphone jack, but like twice as thick. And then it's also strange things. I mean, the nice thing about my current headphones also is that like they have like a detachable cable, but it's not like an aux cable. It's a mini XLR cable, which I don't even know what that is.
Mini
Because I know-
I've never even heard of that.
Because XLR is like what's used for microphones. Like it's like the like when we mic'd things for when we had to plug in all the microphones for Jeff.
Yeah.
Like those were all XLR cables.
Oh, I see.
A mini XLR cable looks like those ones, except they're tiny. But that means it's weird because nothing works with them except my headphones. It's so confusing.
Honestly, I'm just not a fan of headphones in general. I prefer earbuds a lot. It's just I can't play for very long if I have headphones on. Earbuds, I can go the whole day wearing earbuds and I don't mind. But headphones I just have to rest after wearing them for a while.
I mean, I guess I could say the same, because mine are pretty comfy, but like... Oh, this guy.
This guy's a legend.
This motherfucker. But like,
Redditor.
it's like synthetic leather, so it gets really hot in my ears, even though these are like semi-open back, which means like noise bleeds out and there's like airflow, so it's nice, but like even that's not enough to save me. My old ones are way worse though. I mean, if you really, I mean, like I've done research and there's just one pair of headphones I want to get eventually, even if it, they're the pure just one day, my friend, one day headphones. They're like $3,000, but they're sick as hell. And which is an absolutely absurd amount to be paying on headphones, but like, oof. But they just look nice, and it's so crazy.
It's also just fun to flex on people. Look down on all the
Yeah.
people wearing the Apple earbuds.
The funniest thing is like, there's like someone's like, oh man, I have Beats, and it's like, bro, those suck ass.
Beats are such a meme. I
Yeah,
remember in like
'cause-
middle school, everyone had them.
Oh god, because Apple earbuds, I say Apple earbuds as in like AirPods and AirPod Pros are actually pretty good, I've heard.
Oh, I've just been talking about the regular ones.
Oh. Yeah, but like, the funniest thing I can imagine is someone is like, oh, those are bad, they're not AirPods, poor Lamau. But then it's like, no, not actually, these are more expensive But I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it's still just funny to think about. 'Cause,
I like to flex my $15 earbuds. I'm proud of like how cheap they are.
I mean, cause like, it just like the consumerism is also what kind of bothers me in it. And it was like, just like, no, I'm fine with my earbuds. If I want headphones, I'll get cable. Because cable gives you the same thing for cheaper.
I can't stand wireless earbuds and headphones. It's just so pointless.
if I really cared about wireless, I'd do the fucking dumbest thing, which would be to buy a Bluetooth DAC. So I'd be bringing my like good audiophile headphones and then plugging them into a thing and connecting it to my phone via Bluetooth.
It's so pointless.
Well, but it's a good DAC though.
But like, why would you plug a wire into a wireless thing? Like, I just don't see what the benefits of that are. I guess if you need to like walk away from your phone, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I mean, well, it's because it's a DAC, and your phone's built-in DAC is not as good as an external DAC you can buy. So the audio quality will be better. Will you notice it? Who knows, but it's theoretically
Just
better.
knowing that it's better, it's like a placebo effect.
Yeah. I mean, cause like I think there's a lot where it's like, oh man, you get like you buy this like $200 DAC and get these, and like headphones seem really expensive, but then you look in speakers and it's like,
Speakers are never my friend. They're really nice. However, no. I'm just gonna get really good headphones and hope people know how to mix music properly.
I feel like speakers would be annoying if you're like using a mic, because then the sound would just go back through the mic.
oh yeah. I mean, cause I have my current speakers are, so I'm using my headphones right now, but I have the speakers on my desk, which are, I swear to God, these things are from the 90s. Because they were with my second monitor down with the Windows XP in the basement. And then I snagged the monitor, but it uses VGA, so I bought like some adapters to make it work with my PC. And then these speakers have a bigger like power cable than like everything else. Cause it's
Okay, Tyler.
no, cause it's no.
Okay, that was cut off. Oh, probably for a second. But like, it's just thick as hell. Okay, I'm gonna leave for a second, see what Tyler has and get water. Okay, baby.
Okay. This guy's a legend. Okay, I gotta put on the. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna be cheap. No more cheap strats. Gamer strats. Does that not work? Where's Anime Lizard? There he is. Where are you, lurker? Oh crap. Oh no. The implications. The implications that attack has. Alright, where are you? Don't even think about it. Don't bust out the camera.
Tyler's new background is the Temple OS elephant.
That's the what?
The Temple OS elephant.
What does that mean?
Look up Temple OS as an operating system elephant.
Alright. Give me a second. Elephant. Okay. Oh no! Oh boy. I just see the first result.
Yeah, the most realistic elephant programmed ever.
Have you ever, I love those pictures where it's like you've got like a model wearing like a blank shirt and it just photoshops like a picture onto it. It's so funny. So it's like this model, it's got a picture, it's like a Photoshop picture with like a border of the elephant. on like a gray sweater. It's so funny.
Wait, have you seen this elephant before?
No.
It's the guy who made this, like, he wrote his own operating system, and that was it. And it's so strange. I mean, it's all its own ordeal.
He was just that bored. He's like, I'm gonna make an operating system.
Kind of crazy, because he had, like, schizophrenia and whatnot, and then there's things where he made things in it, and then was interpreting them as messages from God, and it's...
Oh, wow.
And then he died, and then, yeah, it's crazy and kind of sad, but it's one of those things that are just kind of like, okay, internet, yeah.
It's pretty interesting, though. I don't know.
There's a lot of really cool, I say cool, but it's a lot depressing internet rabbit holes, like, hey, you know about the Austrian, did he just pull out a gun?
No, that was a camera. I don't know what's, I honestly don't know what's worse. This guy's so screwed up.
I mean, it's like, hey, you want to know about the Austrian wine poisoning? Or some random crap like that that no one's ever heard of.
Okay, I need to
Except
eat.
Austria.
There we go.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
real quick though, have you read, well, I'm assuming you haven't read Chainsaw Man, but
No, I haven't.
plan on watching the anime or anything, or you just not into that,
I-
any of that?
Well, I don't know. It's I just haven't tried. I feel like I'd like it, but I don't know.
'Cause I mean, like, because I definitely know that most anime is really bad.
There's a stigma that comes with anime. I mean, just look at the boss that I just beat. I mean, there's just... I don't know. I feel like I would like it, but I've made fun of it too much without really knowing anything.
I mean, it's just that, like, a lot of it is really bad.
Mhm.
Because it's just, okay, we'll give them time for another isekai where a guy dies and he's reincarnated in fantasy world and he gets a harem of cute anime girls. I'm like,
That's the stuff that I don't like. All the... I mean, not to be sexist, but I just don't like the girls. That's what's stopping me from watching it. Just all the... Those kinds of girls. That's like the one thing keeping me from watching it. I would lose all self-respect.
yeah, I mean, Chainsaw Man is, I'd say, is pretty good. Like, I'm thinking, like, good places to start. I'm hoping the Chainsaw Man anime is good.
I don't know. Yeah, it's also just about knowing where to start. Like, I don't know how I'd get into that stuff.
I mean, I'd say just start with Full Metal Alchemist since it's good. And the funniest thing I've realized over like the stuff I've read is that the best in like anime and manga in terms of like not being completely tropey messes are normally written by women because they're not caving to all those awful tropes.
That makes sense.
I mean, but then there's Chainsaw Man, which is just where it is really horny, but at least at the start because the main character is a fucking 16-year-old. But
Trying to
it's
make him
still-
relatable to his audience.
No, he's really not I mean, some people might find him relatable, but because I don't know. But well, the point is he's horny.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to be relatable. Well, then again, I don't really know anything about this show.
Well, I mean, I say this because like it's really hard to describe Chainsaw Man because like at points it gets really campy, like as in like camp or you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. Campy?
Camp is like a style of thing, and it's. I mean, it's kind of when it's okay. I'm not very good at explaining. I'm gonna Google camp definition. Camp definition.
It's gonna be hard to find.
I mean,
You're just gonna see like, I don't know, go out in the woods to the tent. There's too many tents in this show.
camp deliberately exaggerated and theatrical in style, typically for humorous effect.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's called Chainsaw Man, and I mean it's yes.
That's to be expected.
Yep.
I mean, because like I don't even know how I'd describe it because it's like the most interesting thing is I can say it's technically kind of a found family story, which is new, which is cool. And then it's just normal fun. I say fun. It's not really fun because it's pretty dark actually, like shonen action stuff. And then I mean, yeah, I mean because there's demons and whatnot, or devils, whatever it calls them.
Depending on the world, there's a pretty big difference.
Well, I mean, yeah, 'cause
Sometimes.
it's like, I mean, because like I was talking with some friends of mine who are big Shin Megami Tensei fans, and it was like, it's like, okay, this is basically just kind of Shin Megami Tensei, but not as weird as Shin Megami Tensei, except also weirder in more in some ways.
I feel like you kind of expect video games to be more weird. Like,
Well, I
there's
mean, it.
some things in video games, when you just think about it, it's like, wait, why is this normal? This is weird.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, the basic way I'd say is this guy that introduced Chainsaw Man is this guy named Denji, is basically being miserable, and and like some stuff happens, and then he contracts with a demon, but it's like, it looks cute. It's like, it's a chainsaw devil, but it looks cute. And basically he gets killed, and it contracts with him where it basically becomes his heart or whatnot,
Oh, wow.
and then he can turn into a chainsaw. I say turn into a chainsaw, but like, it's Chainsaw Man. And then this person named Makima finds him and kind of is like, okay, we have no clue what the fuck you are, because there's devils, and then like sometimes devils will take over dead bodies and like be like a devil fiend, and they're not as strong as when they're devil or whatnot, but then you're kind of neither, so we have no clue. And then he gets a job at like the personal safety bureau or whatnot. It's basically, and it's devil hunters or whatnot, and then he gets paired with this other guy, and then story expands from there. And then there's something about a gun devil
Gone.
that, yeah, no, that is, it's there, and it showed up and killed a bunch of people one time. And it's really hard to, because I finished rereading it recently, and it's one of those things where like I read it first and I'm like, yeah, it was pretty good, but the end is kind of eh. But then like I got through a bit more, and like I watched a few videos about it and I started to understand it. I'm like, okay,
That's what gets you into stuff, watching all the videos.
no,
somehow,
it's
like-
like where I watched it, I thought it was pretty good, but then my opinion of it grew while it was in the back of my mind thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and reread it, like, because I think the main reason I didn't enjoy certain parts of it is just that it can get really hard to follow, since so much batshit insane stuff happens within such a short period of time. The reader is just kind of like, what is going on? As well as like, because all the characters wear kind of the same uniform, is like same like uniform for the thing. It can be kind of like confusing on who's who at points, but like,
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
but rereading it, it's like, oh, all this makes sense now, and I liked it a lot more. Yeah, no, it's just neat.
Yeah, I definitely do gotta get into some show. Like, I've always wanted to get into a show, but I never know, like, which one.
I mean, if you really want something just really freaking good and solid, I'd suggest Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
What do you watch that on? Because I don't really have any... Okay,
It's on
here's
Net-
my dilemma. I don't really have any, like, subscription services. Like, my family has some of them, but, like, I don't really want to... I don't know. I don't want to go
I
on a
mean-
family account.
Do you have Netflix?
But, yeah, like, my family does, but I just don't want to use a family account. I don't know.
No, you can make profiles in Netflix, though.
Oh, yeah, I
unless-
guess you're right.
And then, I mean, because Netflix has a pretty decent selection. The main thing I really use is I say main thing, but I'll use Netflix if it's there. But otherwise, don't tell anyone about this. Crunchyroll with an ad blocker, or pirate websites.
The viewer count just went up right when you said that. Oh no. I always wonder, like, who
Because
goes on
Crunchyroll
these?
with ad blocker is good, works really well.
Isn't that like the
only-
main problem? It's like it's free but with ads or something? I don't know.
No, it's like if it works well free, but there's ads, as well as if there's a new show coming out, you can't watch the newest episodes. You're like 1 week behind on episodes coming out.
Well, it doesn't sound that bad. 1 week.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a new show coming out, though, it's like, okay, do I wait a week to have it to like get 1080p, or do I watch a 720p upload on a pirate site?
720p is fine with like a cartoon.
Yeah,
I don't see any problem with that.
but the thing is, if I'm watching an old show that's been out for 10 years,
Doesn't
all the
matter.
episodes are going to be on Crunchyroll already. The only issue is that was with the normal, like, I guess, like the streaming thing of like, okay, where do I find this show? Like, what is it on? And like, it's not on Netflix, it's not on Crunchyroll, it's not available anywhere. I'm just going to a pirate site. Or like, it used to be on Netflix, but now it's not. And it just ends me.
Man, I can't stand subscription services. It just
Yeah,
annoy
I mean,
me.
sail
Like, they're
the si-
inevitable, but they're annoying.
I mean, sail the high seas, my friend. With freeanime.com.
FreeAnime.com, no virus. That's something that I'd look up ironically.
Huh?
That's
Repeat
definitely
that.
something that I'd look up ironically. FreeAnime.com.
I mean, because I have like the two, because there's Crunchyroll. There's another one which is 9anime.2.
Dot two. Oh,
Yo.
man.
And then for manga, there's like one I've used which is readm.org and mangakakalot.com. And the interface is off. The good one was Kiss Anime Kiss Manga, but it got copyright nuked.
Oh, darn.
Finally.
And I'm not big brained enough to actually go and do proper porns, so that's just not something I do.
Honestly, all my experience with anime/manga has literally just been at UNCG a couple of years ago. Ronnie bought One Punch Man for some reason.
One Punch Man is One Punch Man is actually a really good place to start. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix still.
He bought the first couple books or whatever, and he's like, "Here, you should read this." And so I read the first one. And I was like, "Okay." A lot happened. He killed like 20 guys.
Chainsaw Man manga is really not Chainsaw Man. One Punch Man is interesting because basically this guy made a webcomic, and the art was really bad. And then it got really popular, and then it got like an anime and a proper manga where basically someone went back and drew the story.
Oh,
And, like,
wow.
redid it all.
That's kind of cool.
So like, there's a guy. There's still him making the original making the webcomic. There's the guy redrawing it, doing the art for manga, and then there's the anime. Like season 1 was really good, but in season 2 I remember liking it, but the animation took quite a dip since the studio changed. So like, oh my gosh, season 1 the animation is insane, but then season 2 is like,
I'm gonna be honest. No, like I'm not trying to like talk crap about One Punch Man, but I thought it was ironic when I first read it. I'm like, this has to be irony. This doesn't seem real. But then again, I was also in like 7th grade, so.
No, I mean it is a joke thing because it's comic. It is kind of funny. Well, I mean, my words are awful, but it's supposed to be kind of like over the top and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assume so. But I didn't have much experience in that field, so it's kind of hard to determine for myself.
Because I mean, like, it's kind of like, okay, superhero things, except the guy's
It's like a story, except the guy is just overpowered. So how do you make the story interesting with that?
Yeah, no, now that I think about it, it is pretty cool, even though it's like such a... It seems like such an obvious idea. Make the guy really overpowered.
And the thing is, he's not meant to look cool a lot of the times. It's
He's
like,
just a bald guy.
yeah, I'm gonna look it up and find like a really unflattering picture. I mean, because like sometimes if it tries to get more serious, it'll show it more like anime-esque, but other times his face looks like someone. Yeah, it's. I'll post it in the spam, but this was like fighting literally like one of the strongest people ever, and he's just like, okay.
Well, isn't he like the strongest person ever though?
I mean, he is stronger than them, but they're like, I finally found someone worthy, and he's just like, oh, okay.
He looks like Caillou as like a young adult.
No, people, when it first came out, people made so many jokes about that. It's amazing.
That's honestly what makes it so good though. It's like, oh hey Caillou.
Yeah, I mean, and it's literally like a part of the arc is literally just him being frustrated over he's so strong that it's boring.
Yeah. NPCs.
And if I remember correctly, it was pretty funny too. But yeah.
Actually, a few years later, I think this is actually, it might have been like my sophomore year. Me and Ronnie went to Silas's house, and Ronnie's like, we should watch anime. Let's watch anime. Let's watch One Punch Man. And so we just watched like the first episode, and it was like, oh yeah, wait, I've already read this. Okay. It's like the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
because there's a lot of like, I don't even know, because there's so much. Tyler knows the full experience of watching too much shitty anime, because there's so much that is kind of just bad. But I mean, but when you find something that's actually good, it's like. And then I mean, there's other shows that like are kind of bad, but are really fun to think about, but aren't like good as fun to actually watch, like Evangelion.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
No, because it's like you watch it and you finish it and you're just like, what the fuck happened? I am so confused. And then you watch a video talking about why it actually means this in the artistic blah blah blah, and you're like, I guess that makes sense. And then you think about it, like, yeah, that was pretty cool. But then you rewatch it again, and it's like, nope, this is bad.
I always lose track of time during streams. It seems like time just passes really, really fast when you're streaming. It's like, okay, in 3 hours, I should be able to do this much. And it's already halfway over. I'm like, oh no. Darn. Because I don't want to just like end at a random spot. I have to end after completing something major.
Huh.
That's the problem with like... I don't know, because like all the pretty much all the games I've streamed have been like single-player story-based games. So it's like I have to finish like a boss or something before I end the stream. That's why they vary in length so much. Can't just play for 2 hours every time.
And I'm going out of town in a bit, so I don't know if that would make me more or less available. More available, but to join in, but less available to actually do anything.
I just can't believe summer's pretty much already over.
Yeah, that's annoying. It's like my plan this summer, I guess, was originally like, okay, I'm gonna actually make a lot of music this summer, but then it's like,
And it's like time for band.
I'm like, what? What do you mean time for band? I've made like, I mean, I'd say I've made a handful of songs, but like, it's like, oh no. I mean, I'm taking music theory. Yeah, we're gonna be saying music theory class, right?
I think so. Yeah,
We
yeah,
should be.
it's the AP one, right? I think that's the only
Yes.
one they have.
What do you think? Like, who's gonna be in there too?
I have no idea.
Aaron will be there.
I don't see Aaron doing it.
I thought Aaron was doing it. Maybe it was Matthew. I know someone was doing it.
I don't know. It's just something that I've always wanted to learn, but I've never really been able to. I never
mean,
really gotten myself to try and research.
I think the thing is like music theory is really nice, but you got to make sure it doesn't like cloud your vision and you make things too mechanical.
Oh yeah, I was actually a little worried about that.
I mean, but as long as you're still primarily going with, okay, I'm doing what sounds good, as opposed to, okay, I need to do this because music theory man said so.
Yeah, I've
You
already
should-
kind of like had that. I've already kind of thought about that a lot. I'm like, it'd be cool to learn, but I'm not gonna like obsess over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really helpful though. Like even things like, okay, this is if you do this, or like there's like the joke of like the axis progression of like that 1/4 chord progression that is in like a million pop songs, and like I
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
a song, and then I'm like, wait a sec, I look at the chords, and I'm like 1 5 6 4. I'm like, no,
I
I
hate-
did it.
I hate
But
that
it sounds
combination so
good.
much.
No, but it's like,
But it sounds good. You got
It doesn't even really sound good to me anymore, because like, it's just everywhere. It just sounds like stock music to me.
I mean, that's just on really basic try it. It sounds like it's like, I mean, it's like the power of music theory. I can make chords that actually sound nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited to learn about. How to build chords.
I don't know. It's like okay, I watched this video. I think it was like Ben Levin or something, where it's like a fun thing for just like making things. Where it's like, okay, don't worry about the theory. Just left hand on piano, pick 2 notes, pick like 2 root notes, pick like 2 notes, and right hand you pick some notes, and then you just. Are you all my friend? Use my documents because we're getting up. I'm leaving. I know. Because we're leaving at like 3 a.m.
Oh no.
So
Where are you going?
Yeah. Bermuda.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like we have to get to the airport. Our flight's at 6, and then there's like a 2-hour late. No, I forget when our flight is, but then we have like we go to like Philly or something, and there's a 2-hour late load. Well, basically, like what the thing was, it's like okay, left hand, you pick 2 random notes on an interval of a fourth or higher, and then right hand, you just like pick 3 like melodic notes. So you get like okay, just write that down, and you pick ones you like. So it's like okay. Or then you end up with something really awful like.
Honestly, awful things like that still sound better than like. Well, I have not listened to pop music in years, but from what I heard in like 2017, it still sounds better than that to me. Because at least it's like
mean-
supposed to sound bad.
I mean, pop music is interesting where it's fun, and like I get the appeal of it, but I just don't understand it. I mean, I'm like,
I don't even get the appeal of it, to be honest. Like, I feel no desire to listen to
music
it.
stop. It's like this is boring.
It's just so generic and forgettable.
It's like okay, time to listen to atonal piano music from the 70s.
I listened to way too much Spanish pop music last year, and it was mind-numbing. They all have the exact same drum beat and like the same chord progression, and they all sing about like Corazon, and it's like, oh, it's so painful.
I know Corazon means heart.
It's every single song has the word Corazon in it, and it is just painful.
yeah, I mean,
because I know that it's like, Spanish Bombs by The Clash. It's some Brits singing in grammatically broken Spanish, and it's from like '79. And it's really good. It's like Spanish Bombs, yo te quiero infinito, and it's like, which is not grammatically correct, but it sounds cool. Yeah.
One of my biggest regrets is taking Spanish 4. That was such a terrible class.
I mean, I've
Of
been
all my
taking a lot-
classes last year, of all the AP classes and all that, Spanish 4 was the one that gave me the most work. And it was the most pointless class, because we didn't learn anything.
I mean, I've been taking Latin lessons with Mr. Rigby.
Is there a Latin 4?
Yeah, but I'm taking Latin 3, so...
It's probably completely different. I don't see it being anything like
Still with
Spanish 4.
Mr. Rigby though, so like... I mean, it's
Mr.
honestly,
Rigby.
I've learned more about mythology and Roman history than Latin.
Yeah, that's like my problem with a lot of language classes, when you don't like learn the language. Like, even if it's interesting, it's like, that's cool, but I want to know how to speak this language.
I mean, but because the only really good way, the only real way to learn a language is to immerse yourself in it. Like
That's
it's
true.
like spending one day, spending like an hour a day learning, like spending an hour every other day doing like interacting with the Spanish language isn't enough. You need to be watching Spanish movies without subtitles, listening to Spanish music, reading Spanish books.
Yeah, teachers
Writing
try to do
Spanish.
that, but I think just the fact that you're in a classroom in your school makes it really hard to feel motivated to do that.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty interested in Latin. I mean, my problem with Latin is I really like the language, but there's nothing good to read in it.
It's like really old stuff.
Yeah, because it's like if I was learning ancient Greek, I could read the Odyssey and the Iliad, but it's like, no, you get Virgil, where he just ripped off the Iliad and the Odyssey. Yeah. And
Oh,
then,
that guy.
I mean, there's a few cool things. Like, I have some things saved, and I bought, like, a book that's kind of like Latin 2 level reading, and I didn't really get through it because it's long. But it's like, okay, I have this saved, and it's like, okay, you want to hear about Cicero? Okay, let's see what he wrote, and it's all in Latin. I'm like, oh no. And then there's Allwood, who wrote the Metamorphoses, which is just a bunch of mythology things. I mean, Mr. Rigby is nice, but I don't know how good of a teacher he actually is.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. He's just kind of a meme. A lot of teachers are just memes, it seems like, at our school.
Have you seen the Anthony Fantano That's Enough Slices thing?
Oh, I think I just saw that like a couple hours ago today. I was like,
I posted it in the chat. That's enough slices!
oh yeah, I did see that. It's so random. It's one of those
Yeah.
videos you just watch and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, 'cause there's, I mean, with just all the, I don't know where I'm even going with this.
It's just like because like I'm able to keep up pretty well with like actually practicing music, but like at least what happened for me last year was like, okay, I practiced my book work, but jazz music, concert music, nah, I'm not practicing any of that. I'm just practicing book stuff.
Oh, I never practiced like concert band stuff.
I mean, at least I'm at the point now where I can like get away with it, but also I'm like I'm not really good enough to get away with it.
And I just rely on the fact that I'm a euphonium and no one can hear me anyways.
Sometimes like there's some songs out there where they give the euphoniums like a really cool part.
Yeah, there's I think there's like 5 main songs.
Like, 5 orchestra songs that are actually in rotation that use euphonium for solos.
I mean, because it's also a relatively new instrument, so like, people are not going to be using it
Mhm.
because unless they make a new instrumentation.
Which for most of these like orchestral pieces, they just make like a weird band version in a different key.
I'm starting to really grasp the fact that like the bad things about band aren't even bad things about band. I mean, they're bad things about band, not bad things about playing music. Because band
Yeah.
music kind of sucks.
It was so much. The music at Sandberg honestly was better. I think like the selection. I don't know. Like yeah, there's some cringe there, but I feel like a lot of it was just more fun.
Yeah.
Like the high school music tries to be like mature, but it just isn't. It still feels like band. While Sandberg, it just kind of owned the fact that it was band music.
Yeah, I mean, because I'd love to do orchestra stuff. And I was talking with David, because he does, I think it's some regional youth orchestra around here.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
I
"Oh,
used to do one a while ago too, but
And like, it seems really fun, but also it's like, you're telling me I have to pay like $700 for the privilege of being in this band.
and then you
Like-
barely get to play if you play a brass instrument. It's like the strings are playing the whole time, and they like never. And it's like, oh yeah, here's the brass part. All right, yeah, you guys are good. Okay, back to strings.
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds so good, but like you never
Yeah, I
get
mean,
to
like,
play.
yeah. And it's also like the fact that it's like, I need to actually go and see some orchestras or whatnot, because that stuff is sick as hell. Because it's like, I mean, because I have my roots in more, I guess you'd say, more popular mainstream music, but then it's like, yo, this orchestra music is actually kind of fire though. I don't know, because it's like, yeah. I mean, it's just good, and it seems more interesting as well, instead of just, time for band.
It's time. The best way to describe band in 3 words is time for band. If you just go to
Yeah.
band, you go 5 notes. Right? It's just every time.
Yeah, 'cause, like, I mean, are you planning on doing music stuff in college once you graduate, or?
I'm planning on being in band, but I'm not gonna major in it.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's gonna be a
don't
side
think.
thing.
I mean, ideally, I'd like to major, but I brought it up to my dad once, and he was like,
You're not being music major.
I'm like, oh, okay.
I wouldn't want it to be like my job or anything.
I mean, as I'm conflicted, because I have a lot of, like, interests, but I have a lot of interests, but not a lot of interests I'd want to actually work in.
Yeah.
It's like, do I think the infrastructure in urban design is really interesting? Yes. Do I want to be an urban planner? No. Or like, math is really cool, and I like it a lot, but it's like, okay, what are the job prospects for that? Going into STEM stuff I don't care about, or being paid to make formulas for some reason?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's fun
Or
stuff, but I don't want it to be my
Join the
job.
pyramid scheme and learn math so you can teach math to others.
90% of which don't even like math.
Yeah, because I mean, like professorship or stuff is honestly just kind of something I actually kind of like interest in, because I like the prospect of teaching, but not the prospect of dealing with a class of angry high schoolers.
I've tried teaching math to my siblings, but I don't know. My brother, I think Milo says that it's like his favorite subject, but whenever I try and teach it to him, he's usually just like, okay, okay, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just lucky that I'm pretty intuitive with that stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm worried I'm gonna hit a brick wall, and that the only reason I enjoy math is because I'm naturally good at it. But it's like, no, I'm not just naturally good at it. I do well in my classes because I do the homework and I do the work.
Yeah, no,
The reason-
the classes that I'm good at are classes that I'm interested in, because I
Yeah.
actually try in them, like math. And stuff like
Yeah,
history, I just do just to get the grade. Like, there's
No,
interesting
in
stuff in history, but like the class just isn't for me.
No, I mean, because there's things like I absolutely love history, but like I'd rather just read about history than have to do all the writing.
Yeah, like the DBQs are just such a waste of time.
Yeah, because like
They're so formulaic, and you don't learn anything from them.
yeah, it's like okay, looking over at my desk with beach reading books, I have a bunch of like political and historical books, and it's like okay, I have some serious Paul books.
Oh no! Yeah, if there's one thing that I just see, a lot of classes, like history and English or whatever, I'm cool with them. Like I'll do them, but I'm not super passionate about it. But Paul is one of the things that I just genuinely can't stand, especially on the internet.
I mean, that's mainly just a factor of the internet, but I actually end up
Yeah.
really taking interest in that stuff because it's interesting to read about. As well as, like, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to actually talk about any Paul things, just the mere prospect of, okay, if you're going to be Paul, actually read up so you know what the fuck you're talking about. And
That's
don't...
true. That's a good point. And not just reading what people on Twitter say.
Mhm. It's like, okay, time to read the entirety of Capital by Karl Marx. Or I don't. It's like Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a
Oh
disaster.
no. I can't even take that statement seriously. People just meme it so much.
Ted K is dumb. I'm just saying that. That's all I. That's all I really need. Ted K. He's the guy who wrote that.
Oh.
The Unabomber. No, because I've read a bit of it, and like, is this Paul or is it laughing at Ted K at the Unabomber?
I don't know. This doesn't. Well, I don't really know. I'm not familiar with what you're talking about, but it seems fine.
Well, the whole thing is like Industrial Revolution bad, but then like the first section, he's like, why leftism is bad, and he's
Oh
like,
no. Paul.
and he's like, the leftists and the PC cultures.
Oh no, buzzwords.
No, I mean, I'm exaggerating it and reading it in a Ben Shapiro voice, but it's like,
Actually, they believe these things because they actually are the bigots, and they think and they hate themselves, so they try and ally with groups that they think are lower as well.
It always ends up devolving into that kind of stuff.
yeah, but then he goes into other stuff, which is actually kind of interesting, but then it's like, my man, no, why are you like this? I mean, the entire story is crazy with that, because there's like, he was involved in like MK Ultra, and then they basically just, and he went to Harvard at 16.
Oh, damn! Wow.
And then
I don't even know how you're allowed to do that.
I don't know. He had a really big IQ and was smart. But the thing is, it's like was he smart in but he was going there for math stuff. So it's like,
Oh,
does
that's
that make
weird.
him? So like, does that make him politically literate? Not necessarily. I mean, and then he like fucked off into the woods and lived as a hermit for a couple of years, and then started bombing people.
Bombing people? Like literally?
Yeah, he was the Unabomber.
Oh, I see.
He mail bombs. Killed some people. He got caught because he was like, okay, I'll stop bombing if you publish my manifesto. So then like they published it. And then like his brother was like,
Hey, my brother sent me a draft that looked a lot like this, and he's fucked off in the woods somewhere. Maybe you should look into that. And then he got caught.
and he's in prison right now.
Crazy.
And there's, I mean, this is a definite Paul moment, but like, I listened to this one podcast called Behind the Bastards, and it's about bad people in history, and it's like the things you didn't know and all the. I mean, initially it's more of like the things you didn't know about the worst people, but now it's shifted more into bad things you didn't know happened.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you just need to broaden whatever it is you're talking about.
I mean, funny things such as Hitler's obsession with YA novels, or
Random stuff like that.
Or the fact that there was hentai on Osama bin Laden's hard drive.
Of course.
No, yeah, there was. I mean, and then the question is who actually downloaded it, because it was like him, his son, and like 2 security guards. It's like, okay, who did it?
All the Redditors would be like, oh, he's a man of culture, I see, or something stupid like that.
yeah, I mean,
What's this? Get that out here.
I mean, and then there's like more recent things, and it's very much Paul, but like, I mean, because it's just interesting. I mean, I got a book by the author, and it's called A Brief History of Vice, and it's just about drugs.
Drug book.
No, it's like it's interesting, and it's like one part actual like history and one part dangerous levels of self-experimentation. And it's so dumb. Like I don't have any actual interest in any of that stuff, but there's like funny stories. Like there's a story from the guy I've heard where like he learned like a recipe for like edibles or something from some guys in India, and he copied it in America. But American weed is way stronger than Indian weed, so then he got completely fucked up by it.
Oh,
and
no.
he got destroyed. And it was like, and it was like a milkshake something. He left it in like a friend's room, and then he came back, it was all gone, and he was like, uh-oh. Just stupid things like that happening. It's like, you made these decisions, something dumb is gonna happen. It's the contract.
I mean, like, what AP classes are you taking next year?
Just music theory and government. The easier of the two governments, not like.
Did you
the
take a lot of
comparative
sophomore
one.
year? Not sophomore year, junior year?
Yeah, I took Calc, computer science, physics, and AP US.
Oof.
Most of which aren't. The only hard one was physics. Like honestly, the rest of them are fine.
Is AP US harder or easier than?
I think it was
World?
so much easier than AP World. I did worse on the AP exam. I got a 3 and I got a 4 on the AP World, but that's probably because the AP World was like just a DBQ. So it was like mega nerf for me. I don't know. AP US is so. Everyone says it's harder, but I think my logic is you're studying one country, the one that you live in, instead of studying the whole world from like a long time ago. I don't know. I think it's a lot easier.
I mean,
I don't know how
I
it
mean,
could be harder.
the main problem with history is that it's so broad that no matter what, you're leaving things out.
Oh yeah, of course. That's why I don't really like history class. Like history is cool, but history class is just you do a couple things and you write a DBQ on it and rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like I mean, there's so much of like, wow, this has totally never happened before.
And there's a whole unit about railroads, so be prepared for that.
No.
It's so boring. It's literally just, here's a map of the US before there were railroads. Now here's a map with railroads. Now tell me, what is different about these two maps? That's literally what you do. It's so
Because like,
so
there's
pointless.
so much stuff that's. I mean, because I read this book called A People's History of the United States, and it was like 680 pages in dense of just history, like covering literally like all the way from from Columbus coming to America to 2001 and like the Iraq War.
Oh wow.
And it was dense as hell because it's kind of like the focus, I guess, would be surprised as
Tell the story of colonists arriving from the perspective of the natives. Tell the story of like the Civil War from the perspective of the slaves. Tell the story of industrialization from the perspective of the workers. Very Paul book, but it was a good read. It's so dense though.
Oh,
And then
by the
there's
way, I don't feel like I know any more about history than I did before I took AP US. Like, I just feel like I took a class. Like, none of it stuck with me. It's just,
no.
we take a test, we take another test, we write a DBQ, we take another test, we write 2 DBQs, we do the AP exam, and it's done. Like, it's just it's a really dull class to me.
I mean, because for AP World, I really kind of just. I guess I could say I didn't pay attention, but I did the work. I got an A- in the class.
Oh, nice.
I got an A- in the class, and I got a 5 on the AP test, but I still feel kind of like, like
No,
I didn't.
yeah, I got a 4, and I don't remember a single thing from that class. I just BS'd a DBQ, and College Board liked it.
I mean, like,
Man, AP classes are nothing like I expected.
the funniest thing though is it's like I'm listening to that podcast, and it's like I listen to the podcast next week. It's like
It was like I listened to a podcast, I learned about Cecil Rhodes and like, oh, and how he's dumb. So and then it's like Mr. Cole, okay, we're gonna be talking about Cecil Rhodes, and it's cool. I know about that.
I just took AP World for the memes.
I mean, you got an I mean you got the GPA boost.
Yeah, I ended up getting a B+ in my final grade, and that benefits from the boost, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's fine.
I
It's
mean,
the only B I've ever ended a class in, but I honestly don't even care.
I'm at this point where I haven't learned how to fail yet.
I do
Like,
not
I-
know how people get Fs.
I know, but I say I haven't learned how to I haven't learned how to fail because I'm at the point where my ego is so high that a B would destroy me, even though some people would be like, bruh, you got a B, what are you talking about? Because ever since middle school, I have not gotten a B. All A's since freshman year of since the beginning of 7th grade.
Oh, nice.
I've not, and I have no clue how. I was just like, because I didn't like stand out too much in like elementary school. Like my SOL scores weren't anything crazy, but then I hit 7th grade and it was like, oh no.
7th grade. Man, 7th grade was weird. I got all A's, but I had Miss Rasco. I don't know if anyone's told you about her, but she is known to be the meanest and strictest teacher at Sandberg, and she would grade, there'd be these tests where you'd have to give like definitions for things, and she'd only mark it as right if you have word for word answers, and so everyone would get
no.
like 60s on all the tests, and I somehow got an A in her class, and I don't know how. I'm not even really that good at English.
I mean, there's like certain things though, like where I thought I was really bad at writing for a while, and then it turns out I wasn't, and I am good at writing.
Oh yeah, same
And
with me. Like, I don't feel like a good writer at all, but the teachers are always like, wow, great essay, and I'm like, okay, cool, nice.
I mean, I don't know because like my prose feels nice. I mean, I think the whole thing just came down from it takes a lot for me to get in the zone and focus.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's like-
definitely.
So it's like if I'm given a limited period of time in a distracting environment with a lot of people, it's really hard for me to write. And I've noticed, and I think I probably would have failed or done way worse on the like DBQ because I don't know how I did so well on that. But like I think it's also because whenever I write, I speak to myself. Like
Oh yeah.
I say out loud
do
what
that
I'm
too.
doing. So if I'm alone, I can't do that, and I can't voice my thoughts to myself as well. I guess is part of it. So then, I have no clue how I managed to get the DBQ done in time though. That was so bullshitted. I mean, 'cause
There's
it's so
no
awful.
such thing as a good DBQ. If you get a good grade, you probably you just did what College Board wanted.
Yeah, it's
just
so,
so fake.
annoying. 'Cause it's like, I'd rather, honestly, it would be way harder, honestly, but I'd rather them be like, okay, this school year, you're writing a paper on something. We're gonna you gotta cite your sources properly and stuff, and we're gonna give you like half a year to do it. And you just gotta work on it on your own and read books and stuff. It'd be way harder, but would be way more rewarding, and I'd actually
You
learn.
actually feel good about yourself. Yeah, I have not had that experience. I'm actually better under time constraints because I just get focused. Like, if I have a bunch of time, if I have like a couple days to do it, you know for sure I'm just gonna be sitting there at my desk. Like, I write a couple words and I say, I'm gonna go watch some YouTube. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go get a drink of water. I'm gonna go clean my room.
I'm weird because I short-term procrastinate. I don't long-term procrastinate.
How does that work?
I mean, in the sense of like, I'll put something off, but I'll get it done within the day.
Yeah,
As
I
opposed-
definitely don't do that.
I mean, it's kind of weird because like I'll get things done on time. It's very strange because like I feel like I procrastinate, but it's not like I get things done on time, and it's not like I don't ever like end up in the okay final day haven't done it time to speed run.
I think the reason why DBQs are so easy for me is because like you have to write them in like an hour. So you just grind them and then you learn the strat, and then they just become like second nature. You could just turn your brain off and write one.
I don't know, cause my thing is like I spend so much time on like formatting my arguments, and I always want to make sure my phrasing is exactly how I want it. But it's like College Board does not care about phrasing. College Board cares about this and that.
College Board cares that you use the template that your teacher gave you to write an essay.
Going back to, like, the history stuff, like one of the books I have is called like "They Thought They Were Free, the Germans, 1933 to 1945," and it's basically like this guy went to Germany immediately after World War II, and like befriended some former Nazi Party members. Like these weren't like SS or any people who had actually done things. These were just regular people who had joined the Nazi Party. Like during the stuff, and it's about all that.
And basically, like, what drives someone to join? What drives people to support fascism and all that?
Not
all
wanting
stuff.
to get killed, probably.
No, and it's kind of zeroes in on part of the fact that it wasn't mandatory to do any of that. You might be frowned on in your social circles, but as long as you weren't like actually directly like hiding people or anything, you weren't really in danger.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, take whatever I say with a grain of salt, because I'm not a historian, and I'm basically using a summary of this book I got from the podcast that they wrote an episode around, and then I'm going to actually read the book. So, yeah.
You know, AP classes are completely different than what I expected them to be. Like, when I was a freshman, I remember all the sophomores and, like, well, all the people taking AP World, all the juniors especially, were like, man, I'm taking 4 APs this year, it's so much work, I don't have any free time. And then I take them, I'm like, it's just formatting. You just follow the format and the guide, and then you get an A. It's just kind of tedious with the history classes, but, like, the other ones are just, you just kind of do stuff. It's not really much different from a regular class, other than College Board.
It's like, I say, like, part of it is luck, but it's like, I've just been at the point where paying attention and doing the work has been enough for me for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, some people aren't in that position, and it sucks for them, but, like, I haven't checked student view. I haven't checked this in a million years. Let's see what it shows. Probably nothing. Yeah.
But the history classes, from what I've taken, the history classes are the only AP classes that really give you much work. And even then, that's not nearly as much as I expected it to be. It's just you get like a tedious writing assignment every once in a while.
I mean, I don't really know, because last year was so nice with, like, almost no homework, having basically no homework. So.
It could just be that, actually.
No, because, like, yeah, that's probably why it was so easy for you.
Actually,
it was
yeah,
easy
you're
for
right.
me last year. I mean, there were certain things, like, I used questionable methods to pass driver's ed.
Oh no, everyone did.
I mean, because it's literally just look at fucking slideshows. I'm like, please.
Oh, driver's ed is... For
then
someone
you
who's
learn
absolutely
how to drive a
terrified of
car.
driving, driver's ed's like the easiest class.
Yeah, I mean, I hate driving.
I
It's not even that I hate driving. I hate cars. Like, on the...
Yeah, no, me
hate-
too. I can't stand it.
I mean, when I say I hate cars, I mean not even just from I don't like driving. I'm talking from the urban sprawl and its consequences have been a disaster for the United States.
No, yeah, that
What is
makes
the
sense.
topic of conversation?
We're talking about cars.
After talking
Cars
about...
are just annoying to me. People, like, hype them up too much.
No, I mean, it's really just
In my
because, like,
opinion.
United States infrastructure is absolute garbage where you need a car to get around.
That's gonna screw me over in the future.
Yeah, so it's
I mean-
like, you want to live and be able to get to your job, pay for this several multi-$1,000 thing that will just waste your money.
Well, I mean,
And
what
hope
it is, you need to fix the way of acquiring a car, not the, like...
No, we
It's not
need
that
to
simple,
fix.
though.
I
No,
mean,
we need
of
to
course
fix
it-
our infrastructure too.
I don't think we're gonna sort much out on a Discord conversation. Just-
No, I'm just talking about, like, 'cause it's like
Yeah.
theoretically infrastructure would be designed in a way where it's like where there's less like urban sprawl. Because I'd say I don't know exactly where you are, but like we're in a pretty good, somewhere that's pretty good for suburb standards because we're so close to the city.
Especially, I live right down the road to water treatment plant, so my road is super wide.
No, that's
Truck.
I mean, no, because I'm talking about when I say like urban sprawl and whatnot, I'm talking like, you know, like think of like midwestern suburbs where there's just nothing and it's just
a concrete desert of like cul-de-sacs and cookie cutter houses.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then because of how zoning laws work, it's like you have the massive desert of just houses, and then you get to a concrete parking lot desert with like strip malls and all those shops. And it's
Speaking
so
of
inefficient.
shops, I just got to like a store. Right when you said shop, the store like showed up on screen. The Space 7-Eleven looking store.
And well, it's because then the thing is that you could design it. You could design cities in like ways that are like not even cities. I use cities very broadly to counter like, because like it's not like just city, suburb, rural.
I think we can just use city as a general term.
Yeah, I mean, you
It
could
would
have
take you too
city,
long
and then
to
you can
explain.
kind of have more like town, but not quite like New York City. Like think like Old Town.
Old Town's a nice.
Yeah, like that place is it's old, which means it's set up with actually decent zoning laws, with actually decent infrastructure, where it's pretty easy to walk. Like,
I mean, it that depends entirely on. It's still fairly large, but you can walk.
well,
if
I'm
you want.
talking. It's like when I talk about walkability, it's like imagining like, can you live in the area without a car? Is basically what I'm saying.
I wonder.
Is that a challenge?
I
No,
mean,
'cause-
you can live anywhere without a car with enough determination.
I mean, it's like
can
how
you live
easy-
there comfortably?
without
Can
a
you
car,
live there
like-
reasonably without a car, without being an absolute madman?
No, because
who's
it's
willing
like,
to
are you able to
walk.
walk to get groceries, or do you have to drive your car to get to groceries? Are you able to walk to work or bike to work, or do you have to drive your car
Well,
to get to work?
it depends on how much it's considered reasonable to walk. Because if you're willing to walk 18 hours, you can probably walk from anywhere. But
No,
that's
no,
not
I'm
reasonable.
talking like because it's like certain infrastructure makes it so it's unreasonable to walk, therefore you drive or stuff, and then it's like, okay, public transit sucks, so I can't take that, which puts more cars on the road and makes traffic
Well, you
worse.
gotta. How far is a reasonable distance to walk?
There's, I don't have the number on me, but there is a number out there that's the distance that people will be willing to walk, and it's like, it's measured in time. Actually, it's like 30 minutes, or it's like 30 minutes of like walking, driving, or biking, or whatever they do.
That's true. That's a fair measurement. 'Cause a mile
it's
could
like-
take some people like 5 minutes to run, and some people like half an hour.
No, I mean I'm talking like just like straight up, just like okay, walk down to the grocery store, or whatnot. Because it's like, I mean, there's just so much dumb things. Because it's like, okay, in America you have like the pit of houses, and then you have to drive everywhere, and it sucks. So and then it's like, okay, you want to bike? Chances are, unless like we're lucky because there's the bike path and stuff, but even then that's pretty hard. It's like, okay, want to get to Bellevue Shopping Center from my house? Okay, you have two options. And one of which involves crossing the GW Parkway, the other involves crossing at Fort Hunt Road. Neither of which are desirable.
That's true.
And then so it's like, and it's also just like the way infrastructure. Like this is, I don't have enough knowledge to actually properly talk about any of this, but it's what, at least from my perspective, so many things like that suck, and it's just because urban design people are bad at their jobs, or not even that they're bad at their jobs. It's just that it was all built around car dependency.
And cars suck,
Sorry.
so it's a problem.
I know you were saying something, but then my mom asked me to do something like halfway through it, and I have no idea what you said.
Well, I mean, it's basically because the U.S. a lot of current U.S. like infrastructure is built around car dependency, which makes it kind of suck. Because it's like it's built around cars, which makes it harder, which ends up making it harder for walking and whatnot.
Honestly, walking is so fun. I love walking. Like it
No,
seems
yeah,
like kind of
'cause-
obvious, but I really like just walking around.
Yeah, and it's like there's like I'll give you just an example of like how this is infected things. So there's three things. There's a street, a road, and a strode. A road. This is a classification thing. So a road would be like imagine like no like houses turning onto it, like multiple lanes, cars go pretty fast, but there's like no oncoming traffic. So you might like shift lanes a bit, but it doesn't really go crazy or anything. And then there's streets. Imagine like in Old Town, there's streets. People might walk down the center of the street at points. If there are cars, they're going slowly. People in cars or people walking are constantly turning in and out of places, walking into the street, and cars go slowly. So even though there are cars, they're going
City when there were when cars first came around. Share.
I have to go soon, so I'll wrap this up quick. But and then Strode would be kind of like, you know where the IHOP is?
That unfortunately
which
very not descriptive.
I mean, it's the one.
Several IHOP.
It's the one. I think it's on the one on Route 1.
Oh yeah.
The one next to I think Ruby Tuesdays. Maybe?
Yeah, it's near all that stuff. Like,
That
Yeah.
think
one,
about
yeah,
that. That's
we all know that shopping center.
yeah, because
we've
that
all
would
been
be
there.
because
Yeah,
and
you
then
can't
that's
tell me
kind
you
of
don't go there.
and that's kind of a Strode, which mixes a street and a road and makes it worse in every way, because there's cars going fast, but also like there's turn-ins, so cars are coming out, people are walking out, which causes more interactions and therefore just more accidents and whatnot. And then it's awful to walk because you're gonna have to walk across 5 lanes of traffic. And then there's also the concrete deserts of parking spaces. When if you make something walkable, you need less space for parking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's I mean, the whole thing started like I watch a YouTube video like, "Hey, this is why this is bad." I'm like, "Oh," and then it's like, and then it turns into,
No.
"I hate cars! I hate cars! I hate cars!"
No further research. We're just gonna go with the YouTube.
I mean, they're citing sources, and it's.
Yeah, no, it's probably a very well made
For a
video.
Discord conversation, I don't think that it matters too much. I mean, if it was a genuine debate, I think that I might be like, oh, you've
I
only
mean,
got
debates
one
are dumb
point.
anyways. Debates are worthless.
Depends. That's debatable.
Debates are not worthless. They're very important if you know, have a real one instead of just yelling.
Instead
at
of
each
debating
other.
about hot dogs or whatever, something stupid.
No,
Is
I
a
mean,
hot dog a
If you, have
sandwich?
if you have a genuine debate, that's
I'm talking-
useful
I mean,
for
like,
society. But if you just yell things at each other and then don't even listen to the response, then that's kind of
Pretty much
I mean,
everything on TV.
when I say this, like, I mean, I really mean like it's basically worthless because no one's gonna change their mind. It's just preaching.
Yeah.
Well, I've changed my mind during a few.
I mean, I feel like there's a difference between a debate and a discussion. Because debates are with the focus of like winning and whatnot, and that's if you're just asking even just asking questions is interesting because there's like I'm just asking questions, and then they're talking about like 1350 or something. It's like no, you're not just asking questions. Stop.
I mean, again, if you're having a genuine debate, then trying to convince the other person sometimes does work. I mean, I've been convinced by at least one person if I genuinely listen to them. Of course, when I don't genuinely listen to them, I'm never convinced. But if I actually take the time, I'm convinced. Occasionally, usually I'm not, but sometimes. Supreme Debater Aaron is excellent at changing, he's not consistently good at it, but sometimes he's good at changing your mind.
He's the 12th best debater in the country.
Yep, that would
Well,
show you
it's
about
also 'cause, like,
how often you're successful in a
because
debate.
like political debates are completely separate from like those type
Actual
of things,
debates?
which are about like those are about like actually like researching, making points and whatnot. But like
a ranked
political
debate
debates
is
are just
not.
about
Right, left,
I mean,
right, left, right, left. Paul. That's pretty much what it's like.
Oh my god, I watched an actual clip from I think it was Hillary Clinton versus Trump. They just literally, I'm not joking, they went back and forth for a couple of seconds. No, you're Putin's puppet. No, you're Putin's puppet. No, you're Putin.
This is the only kind of politics I like, because I can just laugh at it, and it's not really real.
For a couple
It's not even real, Paul.
Like,
No, because it's like,
a few seconds doesn't seem long, but...
I mean, this is what I mean, because like, I know why. I just can't put into words properly why. Like, I think debates and stuff are basically worthless. And then there's also like, hey, debate this awful person, and then you just give them a platform to spout some stupid nonsense.
I mean, if you inherently assume that the person speaking is wrong because you don't agree with them, then...
I'm talking about like trying to debate a Nazi or something. Like, no, just don't. You're giving a Nazi a platform.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, trippy.
What the hell? Oh, I cannot tell what's going on.
There's very few completely unacceptable political opinions and parties, but the Nazis are one of those.
I mean,
There's the Nazis, I think there's the Dixiecrats, I can't think of any others, I'm sure there's a few, but...
I mean, this goes into like things with my things, such as that like nothing is apolitical.
That's...
Like if you say you're apolitical, you definitely have opinions. It's just that
You just don't like arguing.
no, it's
true.
not. It's. I'm trying to phrase it in the proper way. It's in the sense of like what you view as centrist shows what your opinions are.
Oh, that makes sense.
In the sense of
the
if
people who really,
if you asked,
really
like-
don't care. Like, I have one friend who does not know. I'm just gonna list off some people they don't know. Okay, the CEO of Amazon, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the Chancellor of Germany, the Vice President, the Speaker of the House.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
One of my friends who does not care about politics to the point that they don't even know just anything.
they don't know are you talking about the modern Chancellor of Germany or the Chancellor of Germany during World War II? Because that
Well,
makes a
was
lot of
bad
difference.
example, but they also didn't know who, like, the Speaker of the House is, and,
Oh,
like,
wow.
the Vice President. there's a line between not caring and just being stupid.
No, I wouldn't say stupid. I'd say
Well, so-
ignorant. I mean, because I'm
Well, to be
vapid.
fair, you don't know this person. I'm sorry if you see this person because I did send you a link to this stream. But if you choose to watch this, they're very stupid. I mean,
Are you
they're
talking about my
one-
brother?
No.
Okay, never mind. My brother knows who the
if
vice
If
president
it was
is.
Milo, I'd name him. Milo, you're not. Milo, you're bright, but you're like
I mean,
you're like a mediumly sharp tool. You're not like the sharpest.
Mediumly
I mean-
sharp
You're
tool.
also
I mean,
not
because I
very-
have a lot of, I'd just say, interesting Paul takes.
That's just me and Aaron hiking.
I mean, I remember. I hope I don't dox Aaron for his political beliefs. I remember him like saying something about anarchism. Like, what? Huh? Whoa! I wasn't expecting
don't
this out of
think-
Aaron.
Yeah, anarchism out of Aaron. doesn't
Aaron's just a
sound
very
right.
changing guy. Like, every time you talk to him, he's completely different.
Yeah, Aaron believing in anarchy doesn't sound right because he made a whole case to me about
It's probably at phase.
I
he
mean,
made a whole case to me about outlawing suicide, and I was like, well, it's bad, but you can't make a law against it.
It doesn't
because
make
what are you
sense.
gonna
You
do,
can't.
death penalty? Like,
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
there's no. That's such a waste of government resources trying to enforce a law against.
I mean, literally just put, like, why even care about that? Just put resources into mental health help.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do mental health, call it mental health. Don't do like this offhanded, it's illegal to kill yourself. Why don't you instead go like,
I mean, literally just do praxis, please.
yeah. And then he turned around to the same conversation and made a point about how it should be legal to just not wear clothes. That's like, I agree with you fundamentally, but also please, for the love of God, don't run around without clothes, okay? You make valid points, but also I don't want to see you naked. I don't care if it's just a fake society thing. I don't care. Please,
I mean-
don't.
So much stuff is just social constructs when you think about it, though.
Yep. I mean, Yeah, pretty much that's life. But
It's like, who
And I
made
know
this money thing?
yeah, I mean, I know it's probably not the best to just be fine with it, but like, if it's not negatively affecting people, a large group of people, seriously, then like, fine, whatever. Like, I can see, oh, don't hire black people, it's not good
Uh-oh.
with society, that's bad.
Uh-oh.
But then, like...
Okay. Conversation's
Yeah,
taking a dark turn.
Nope. This
Nope.
is not
End of
friendly.
conversation.
End of Paul. End of Paul.
Anyways, back to gaming.
So Paper Mario new.
Anyways, I'm lost in this confusing area. I don't know what to do.
I mean, I guess, let the Paul continue next time.
The Paul will continue eventually, but once it's
We need
once
a
you start
Paul
talking
stream, a
hypotheticals like
dedicated
that.
Paul stream. We need to get Aaron on the stream.
not on my channel.
On my channel, but you have
I might
to
be down
there.
for it because it's not under my name.
If it's on
I'll
your
do it on
channel,
my
then
channel.
do it. I can't control it.
I'll do it on my channel if I can get Aaron then.
That'll be fun. So I'm gonna be in Bermuda. I'm probably gonna head out like any second now because I have to get up at 3 a.m. or so.
Speaking of 3 a.m., what was that, dog?
Silent Doug.
I hope that's a dog.
Sometimes you don't know. It's hard to tell over mic sometimes. But when I
No,
left
yeah,
to go to
that's my
Belmont, I
cat.
woke up at 2:30, and when I got back home from it, I went to sleep at like 3:30. It was weird.
I go to sleep at like 3:30 every night.
That's not
Well,
normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to bed at 3. I went to bed at like 3 yesterday, but that's not normal.
I'm aware it's not normal.
I should go to bed
but
at
I
like
have
11
never
or
had-
12 over the summer.
From-
Sometimes like 10:30. I don't know. On a good
From
night.
birth, I have never had a normal sleep schedule. It's never been right. And for the first few years, my doctor spent time on it. Like, my mom was concerned, he took us to doctors and all. And eventually, even specialists were like, you know what? He seems fine. It's not negatively affecting him. Just let him sleep 4 hours a night as long as he still does the same.
I mean, is there a chance you have narcolepsy or anything, or do you just have a weird sleep schedule?
I have...
Everyone has a different sleep schedule.
Well,
Like, not
I
everyone
have
needs
a
8
sleep
hours.
schedule that's not based on a 24-hour day.
Well,
it's
that's-
based on, like,
I mean,
I'd say maybe a
the human
36-hour day.
I mean, the human
So-
internal clock is like 25 hours, which means everyone's gonna get screwed up eventually.
But mine is not 25. No. It's like 30-something. It's a lot longer than it should be. And I've just given up on it. 'Cause some nights I'll get to bed at like 7 p.m. and get up at 6. And then, naturally, some nights I'll just shift all the way to going to bed at like 4 and getting up at 1. And it's not...
I mean, I always have a consistent go to bed time, but
wake up time. But then, it's not even consistent.
it was like I go to bed before like 2 no matter what most of the time. But then it's like, when do I wake up?
But, it's not even consistent, like, the sleep-to-wake ratio, because the day we left for Goshen, I went 36 hours without sleep and then got, like, 8 hours of sleep. And, before the 36 hours, I only had 4 hours, but on the 8 hours, I could only stay awake for, like, 16. It was weird.
I learned that the only thing that really makes me feel tired is either being up for a really long time or waking up really late. Like, if I get 8 hours of sleep but I wake up at 10 or like 11, I am gonna be screwed up for the next day. That's like,
There is such a thing as oversleeping.
if breakfast and lunch are too close together, then it's gonna be a bad day.
I mean, I've had a thing where it's like my eating schedule is just like shifted back. So when I eat my breakfast, I mean, like when I eat breakfast as lunch at dinner, and then at midnight I eat actual dinner.
I have one lovely friend. At least their sleep schedule is consistent and healthy in that they get 8 hours and then a normal, like, 16-hour day, but I swear to God the timing is so bad. Because, like, when I get back from lunch and like start playing a game with them, they'll be like, "Gotta go eat breakfast." And like, what are you talking about?
Every time we play D&D, like once it's like 9, so Ronnie, we usually play at like 8, right? We're supposed to, and then Ronnie's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be a little late," and then like we're like, "Ronnie, where are you, Ronnie?" We start pinging him and spamming him. Then at like 9, he's like, "Okay, yeah, oh, I can play now." So he joins, and Matthew's like, "Okay, so last time we left off, you were in the tavern," and then Ronnie's like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go to dinner. I'll be right back." And so at like 9 o'clock, he has dinner, and when he gets back, it's like, "Oh yeah, we stopped playing because it's like 11 now."
No,
He's
or,
like, "Oh,
I mean,
sorry."
there's things where like I'm like with people at my house, and it's 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have lunch, and they're like, "What are you on, Jack?" And I'm like,
6 o'clock. Oh no.
Wait,
See, I cannot get off my schedule.
6 p.m.
Doesn't matter which 6. It's weird
Yeah.
either way.
That, yeah. I sort of have.
I woke up at
meal-
2, but if I woke up at 2 and ate breakfast, 6 is basically lunchtime.
I mean,
I just
You
eat
know
a really
how
big
some-
breakfast, so it's like I had both. It's
I eat
really
almost
messed
like
up.
no breakfast.
you know how some people like try to schedule their water drinking? They're like, I must drink this much this hour.
Oh, not. I don't do it by hour. I do it by just
Yeah.
how much. Like I gotta drink 2
But
bottles each day.
But I find
drink a water bottle
scheduling.
and
I
make sure
find
it's filled up
scheduling
and
your
you should
meals
drink
to
it
be
if you're
about.
thirsty.
I find scheduling your meals to be kind of similar. I just eat when I'm hungry. If I'm hungry.
Well, I don't know when
eat,
I'm.
you know,
The problem is I eat so much that I never really get hungry. Like I've gotten so used to my schedule. I wouldn't be able to determine when I'm hungry because I don't know. I feel like I'm always fine when it comes to how much food I have.
I mean, I'm hungry like every 2 hours, and then I'll have like a full meal every few.
I mean, I'm also probably horribly addicted to sugar, which doesn't help any of this.
Yeah, sugar. Wait, I shouldn't praise that, but I will anyway. Sugar.
You
But-
can kill that thing? I'm used to like.
Other Mario games, it just fucking eats you.
Like one time, I went down at like 8 to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something. I don't know. And my mom was like, "Why are you eating so late?" Or no, not 8. That's like when we finished dinner. Maybe it was like 10 or whatever. And she's like, "Why are you eating? We had dinner a few hours ago." And I was like, "Exactly." And then a few more hours later, she was watching a movie or whatever. I come down again. She's like, "Do you do that every night?" But just eat like every 2 to 3 hours a full meal. I don't know why.
I mean, because I end up eating big meals, so then it's not that often.
My dad is like a lion. He only eats 1 meal a day. I'm not joking.
I mean,
He
I
eats
probably have
all
to
at
head out now, so my parents don't yell at me. 'Cause I have to.
Good luck waking up at 3 a.m.
Yay!
Dora
Yeah.
call. Dora call. 3 a.m.
3 a.m. noises.
I'm going sexual. Wait,
Don't
no,
go
Dora
on a
Sunday.
Discord call at 3 a.m. Time for band. 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, time for band. I don't want to
It's
go
time
to
for
food
band.
camp.
Also, I love
don't
how
wanna go
everyone
to-
except for the juniors has to go to the freshman camp. It's so funny. Oh crap.
Why?
Well, think about it. You got the new marchers, which are all the freshmen and all the sophomores. All the seniors have to go. And then even some of the juniors are section leaders, so almost everyone's going to be there, except for just like some of the juniors.
Yeah, I
Seems
would
kinda
like
pointless.
to. I'm gonna make my goal. In my band career, to have as few band events as possible. Because I've only picked band because I couldn't find anything better to do. I mean, I know you enjoy it, but it's just.
I enjoy playing my instrument, but like, there's some really dumb things that we do in band. Like, the way we warm up just annoys me.
I'm just annoyed by band. Cause like, I made the very poor decision of picking my instrument based on what was loudest back in 4th grade. It's
Tuba's
kind
not
of
even that
haunted-
loud. You
I
can barely
know.
hear it.
I know. It was a very poor choice.
You're just like, big instrument equals loud, right?
Yep. And, I mean, sometimes we get to do fun stuff, but like, for the most part, it's it's not the best instrument. Like, some songs we have fun. Like there's that
You
one
do?
national anthem. Like there's that one national anthem.
The one national anthem?
No. There's this one arrangement of the U.S. anthem that we played in middle school several times. That was fun to play for the tuba, which I know is rare. There was this Russian song.
Oh, is that the Moscow one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that in I think District Band. I don't know. We played it a lot.
Yeah, District Band is kind of just... It kind of melds with your memory of middle school band.
It does. And high school band. Well, actually not as much. High school District Band feels more legit.
Well, because you're not... It's not going to be like college band for most people, or maybe you, but not... Like, my band ends at high school. I'm not going on with it. I mean, hopefully it'll... I respect people who enjoy bands. You do what you like. Okay, life sucks. Just do the bits that are fun. But I don't like it. I'm only there because I have to be.
You probably just take some random class like visual communications instead.
But see,
That's what Silas
the
took when he
beauty-
quit band.
That's the beauty of band, is that there's just nothing that you really have to do for band other than show up.
That's true.
Like, if you really don't care about a subject, you might as well pick the subject that you'd have to spend the least on. There's not a lot that I have to do for band. I'm never gonna be a section leader or any of that.
Oh, I
never
wouldn't
gonna-
count on that.
I'm not doing it. If he gives me the
Are you
job,
doing band next year?
I'm gonna avoid it if I can, but I might have to.
You don't have to sign up for it. I told the same thing to Milo. I'm like, Milo, if you don't want to do band, just don't sign up for it. And I still can't tell if he likes band or not.
He told me that he doesn't really want to do it, but he's doing it because why not? And I'm like, because you don't want to do it. That's why not. But then for camping, he's like, I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, where is the logic that you go to band that you really don't want to do, but you don't go to camping that you're not sure about?
I think regular campouts are just kind of a headache. Non-backpacking campouts.
Are they though? Like for who?
For me?
Like in the first year, they're pretty fun.
Okay, yeah. Those are only fun as when you're little. But
But
you kind of grow
I-
out of them.
Well, no, I still enjoy them mainly because it is so much fun to watch them. Sometimes I go for the same reason people go to the zoo. It's like, it's
That's
just
a good way to
fascinating
describe it.
It's fascinating to watch. They're just, and it's also great. 'Cause, like, you remember at the first year, you always wanted the senior patrol leader to like hang out with you and stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, it was
They
mostly the
want that.
ASPLs for me.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
Mm-hmm.
They want that, and I've discovered I'm like one of their favorites. Aaron, I found out, is their favorite, just still, even though he's pretty much done. They said Aaron is their favorite senior scout, but I'm second, so good enough for me, because Aaron's leaving soon.
Well, wait till they hear Aaron sing. That might change.
They
That's
have heard Aaron. They heard me and Aaron sing "Scene from an Italian Restaurant" together.
Oh,
Me and Aaron are the terrible dying chickens on heroin. Anyways.
that's not a good thing to sound like. Okay, I'm aware I've said that twice.
But it's true.
I found the recordings on like those streams where like you told me that the first time, and then I was like, that's not a good thing to sound like. And then like 2 streams later, you said the exact same thing, and then I responded the same way.
I think that's just gonna be a running joke that every few streams I gotta say sounds like a dying chicken on heroin, and you go, that's not.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be from now on.
Or maybe I change it up every once in a while, but you always remain with.
That's not a good thing to sound like.
That's
It's funny because I genuinely forgot the first time you said it. Because that was in the Paul stream. That was the only non-Paul thing in the Paul stream. And so it kind of got drowned out by it. That's my excuse.
which palm tree.
But you
We've
know
had
which
at least
one.
2.
There's only one real. The one that I took
Samuel-
down.
The Samuel stream,
Sure.
the one where he called me homophobic.
Yeah, that stream.
My favorite stream.
That's my least favorite stream. That stream sucked. The whole time.
But it was funny sometimes.
It was
At
only
least
funny
for me.
when the dying chicken on heroin thing happened. That's
I
the
mean,
only
the
funny
beauty
part.
The good thing for about politics, even for the people who aren't interested, is whenever somebody who's like really into politics says something funny during a political debate, it's so unexpected that it just adds to the humor. No matter what it is.
I think
even if it's
if
a terrible joke.
this stream had a lot of like bordering Paul stuff, but not actual Paul, and that was fine. Like that wasn't like that was almost Paul, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, and Paul was almost politics, but this was like it got once you said your hypothetical thing, I could just tell things were gonna go south.
Back up. Oh my god. But like, one time Canadian Parliament had a genuine debate about what to do if zombies attack the US. And I was like, this is not that funny, but since it's Parliament, it's hilarious.
That's true.
It's that sort of thing, like it makes jokes funnier simply because they shouldn't be making them.
It's like when a teacher swears. It's like swearing isn't a big deal, but when a teacher does it, it's like, whoa, that's crazy.
Well, with some teachers that try to act too cool, it's not crazy, it just gets annoying, but I don't know how many of those teachers you've had.
I haven't really had a lot of those.
I would like a traditional school. All the teachers always want to do, like, interactive, lovely, blah blah blah. Just tell me what I need to know, and let me write it down, please. Please.
I think I had a quote a while ago about school being fun, but I don't remember what it was. About school not being fun, when they try to make it fun. I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, like I saw an Elon Musk theory. He said if you make it like a video game, it'll be fun. And I'm like, no it won't! Because you won't do a good job. No matter how hard you try, you're never gonna make calculus like a video game. So it would be better if you would just give us a traditional lesson. And if you want to make the case for different people have different learning styles, maybe split us up then, instead of catering to the least common one because of some weird educational theory that you have. It's just so stupid. Visual learning.
The visual learning thing is so dumb. Like, it's...
Yeah,
the learning
it's a
style
very
thing, everyone
small-
just kind of says... like, it... I don't know.
Visual learning is a very small demographic.
But everyone says that
it's
they're a
also
visual
the
learner.
It's also the most fun sounding, so everybody wants to be.
Oh, I'm a
Most
visual
people
learner.
want-
Like, I have to see stuff. That's how they all say it.
I am not a visual learner. If you tell me something, I'll probably understand it. You might need to tell me it in like 3 different ways. Fine, there you go. That's all. You don't have to pull out a diagram for a 1 plus 1+1. I saw a good Veritasium video on this, and now I'm doing the same thing that the other guy was doing about cars. Like, it's an excellent video about this, where they went around interviewing people, asking them what.
Oh, I
learning
think
style are you.
I think I watched, like, part of it. I just kind of scrolled past it and did, like, the... What's it called? The preview thing. I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Those are the channels I subscribe to, because it's always interesting. Every time. Without fail, it is interesting. It is something that you'll watch at least 3/4 of, and you will enjoy it. I've never once seen one of those videos that I just genuinely hated, and wish I hadn't watched. Like, there are Minecraft videos that I think I'm gonna like, and then I hate them.
I hate most Minecraft videos.
Like, I mean, I guess different demographic, but, like, I like a good... There's some Minecraft people that I like, and even then, they only hit, like, maybe 30-40% of the time with something I really want to watch.
Which ones do
Even
you
with
watch?
Like Grian, Mumbo Jumbo.
Oh, yeah, good choice. Those are the
like,
ones that I watch, but I don't really watch
But
Minecraft
they
YouTubers.
only hit like 30-40% of the time on something that I'm really interested in. Whereas the ones like Veritasium, Tom Scott, Atomic Frontier is a new one that I'm very happy about. They get it 100% of the time. Every single time. It's always interesting. They don't upload as often, The videos aren't as long, but they're much higher quality, and it's interesting every single time, without fail. Like,
Yeah, a video doesn't have to be long to be high quality.
yeah. In fact, sometimes if you go too long, it can just get annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matthew, I sent Matthew the last 2 bars to a song I'm gonna sing next camp out, and he said that won't go over well. Oh boy, now I've gotta sing the song, don't I?
Oh no. It's a singing time?
Yep. You
Day
can't
12, day
avoid it.
12. Oh wait, did I tell you about day 12?
Yep, you did.
We did, okay.
I mean, here's the deal. You can either just listen and get it over with, or you can complain and then still have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, a Scotsman clad in kilt left a bar one evening fair, and one could tell by the way he walked that he drunk more than his share. He fumbled round until he found he could no longer keep his feet.
Wait, is this your
He
status
tumbled
thing?
to the grass, yeah, to sleep
okay.
beside the street. Ring ding diddle diddle lady ho.
That's where the big door is.
He stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Around that time 2 young and lovely girls just happened by, and one said to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "See yon sleeping Scotsman, both strong and handsome built. I wonder if it's true what they
Oh,
don't
there it
wear
is.
beneath their kilts." Ring ding diddle diddle lady oh, diddle.
Do you just have all these random songs memorized?
They don't wear beneath their kilt. Yes, I do. I'm reading lyrics because I want to get it 100% right, but I could sing it with like 80-90% accuracy just from memory.
Yeah, you don't want to be like Aaron, just like messing up
Yeah.
half the lyrics
Yeah.
and messing
They
up the
crept
complete
on
melody.
that sleeping
I feel bad.
Scotsman
I don't
by-
mean to be mean to him.
Yeah.
Just being
And
honest.
lifted up his kilt about an inch so they could see. And there behold for them to view beneath his Scottish skirt was nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. Ring ding diddle little lady was nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. They marvelled for a moment, then one said we must be gone. Let's leave a present for our friend before we move along. As a gift they left a blue silk ribbon tied into a bow. Around the bonny star the Scotsman kilt did lift and show. Ring ding diddle little lady oh. Around the bonny star the Scotsman kilt did lift and show. Now the Scotsman woke to nature's call and stumbled toward a tree. Behind a bush he lifted his kilt and gawked at what he sees. And in a startled
potato
voice
guy.
he said he watched before his eyes.
Waffle
Oh
guy.
lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you one for prize. Ring ding diddle little lady oh. Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you've won for pride. Our Scotsman still in kilt continued down the street. And he's not gone 10 yards or more when a girl he chanced to meet. She said, I've heard one under there. What's under there? Please tell me, is it so? And the Scotsman said, stick your hand up, miss, if you really like to know. The girl stuck her hand up, kilt in much to her surprise. A smile came over his face and a strange look to his eyes. She cried, why sir, that's gruesome. And then she heard him roar. If you stick your hand up once again, you'll find it's gruesome more. Ring ding diddle little
Wait a minute. I was only half paying attention. Now I'm confused. Now I'm concerned.
Once again, you'll find it gruesome more. It's a very bad song.
It's weird when you're not paying attention and you just hear, stick your hand up, and I was like, wait, what? What's this about?
It's about. Wait, do you not know how to do you not know what you don't wear under a kilt? You don't wear anything under a kilt.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I
So-
assumed that. Okay, that's what it was about.
The whole joke of the. I'm just gonna read to you what happens in the song. He's drunk, falls asleep next to the street. Two girls walk by and look, and then tie a ribbon around his, you know. And then he wakes up and he says, "Oh, you've won first prize." And then another girl comes by and says, "Is it true that you don't wear anything?" And he says, "Stick your hand up and see." And then she goes, "That's gruesome." And when he like smiles when she sticks her hand up, she goes, "That's gruesome." And he says, "Well, if you stick your hand up again, then you'll see it's gruesome more." Funny.
Oh god. That's pretty much exactly what I expected when I heard stick your hand up. I was just like, okay, yep. I already know what this is about.
But it's funny. But it's a big funny. I I love the terrible joke that I made to Matthew the other day. That it wasn't that funny, and it's also really bad. Did you see our conversation?
Oh,
in Max Domain?
about Spaten?
Oh no, in Max Domain. I said, maybe I found somebody's college research paper on Super Smash, doesn't matter, I might plagiarize, doesn't matter. And he goes, if you're lucky, you'll get a C. And I said...
The C word?
A C ... already have one. And he said, well, you'll have another.
It's kind of random, though. Like, the joke came out of
because
nowhere.
But it just gets increasingly uncomfortable, and at the end I'm like, well, top of mind, I guess. I wish I didn't say any of this. Time to go bleach out my brain.
Well, I think the reason why it went over his head is because it was just, there's no leads to it. Like,
there's no lead to it. It was just, I was thinking about it.
you just typed a censored swear word. Like, that doesn't really make sense.
I am not very happy about it, but I was just thinking about it at the time.
It's like the kind of joke a 5th grader would make.
It is the type of joke that somebody who's thinking about it at the time.
5th grade humor is like, dude, F word. Like, it's just, they just censor a bunch of swear words.
I am aware
like,
that
that's 5th grade sense of humor.
I am aware that for the most part, you don't generally think about that, you know? But...
Well, there's just nothing leading to it.
No, it's not a good joke. I was just thinking about, you know... So...
Alright, well, I'm gonna end the stream now.
Yes! That's so perfectly timed.
Anyways,